I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My family's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rocker Knicks University, man, Uncle Freezy. And welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. Y'all want this party started right? Y'all want this party started quickly, right? All right, here we go. All right. I see y'all out there. King Ember is in the building. Ed Winning. DSJ is in the building. I see you. All right. D'Angelo in the building. What's good, man? BT is in the building. All right, man. I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good this morning. Y'all know the vibe. Blue tears, orange tears, Lawrence tears. Let's go. Man, as I prepared for the show this morning, I was thinking, like, do I come on and have a statistic-based show and talk about, three-point percentage and rebounding and all of that stuff? But I'm still... No, I'm not. Just to sum it up, I want to have just a genuine conversation. I just want to keep it. I want to keep it a buck about what we saw, when we saw it, and why some things stood out more so than others. Here's my thing last night. Here's my thing about last night, right? And I'm going to say this, and I know people are going to push themselves away from their computer and slam the television remote down into the carpet and just make utter sounds of disgust. But y'all know I'm not really afraid to push the envelope when it comes to certain topics. Not edgy or racy, but I don't speak to the norms. Like I'm not gonna coddle an audience. Y'all know I don't do that. I like to challenge, right? Not only do I think it's fun, because you have to have fun on both sides, right? But I think it's also about perspective. At the end of Game 4, they were talking to what's the dude name? Julius Randle. Yeah, at the end of Game 4, they were talking to Julius Randle, and and they asked Randle what was going on, right? And Julius Randle said, man, I don't know. I think they just wanted it more. And Knicks fans were like, no, you never say that. And I know at the mention of Julius Randle's name, I know I could feel like 75, 80 people just click off because they don't like Randle. It's cool. I'm not here to be a Randle advocate, because I challenged Randle on this very show yesterday and he stepped up. He showed up. Right? He showed up. I give him credit. But listen, that's not what I'm talking about. I didn't come here to talk about Randle in that sense. I jumped on because I want to talk about what motivates people. And I think you can motivate people in a positive way, or you can motivate them in a negative way, or you can stimulate them and have them pick their own way, right? You can stimulate them like DSJ. When I see DSJ in the chat, I can say, DSJ, what's good? Oh yeah, it feels so good. And DSJ would respond with something like, cool it now, Uncle Freezy. You know what I'm saying? This is crucial. We're at a crucial time. I'm stimulating him to do something, right? And he is in turn doing the same thing to me, right? Right? Here's the thing. When Julius Randle made those comments, me being a veteran of corporate wars and stuff, I understand the difference between emotional rallying and subliminal rallying. And I think Julius Randle chose to subliminally rally his troops, because there are only so many William Wallace speeches you can give to people before every time William Wallace stand up, they're like, oh boy, I know. Yeah, I know you can take everything, but you can't take our freedom. I know William Wallace. I know. I know what you're about to say. There are only so many Braveheart speeches you can give before the message starts to land on deaf ears. There's only so many this is very important to everybody speeches before the this is very important message starts to fall on deaf ears. There are only so many our backs against the wall type speeches you can give before the message for listen, all of y'all, man, a lot of y'all are in leadership. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Either you're a school teacher and you're in front of a classroom and you have to constantly find ways to motivate, a group of kids that will bore easily, or you're, say, a leader of a sales team somewhere, and when times get down, you have to constantly find a way to motivate your team members, or say you're the leader of a group at church, or a leader of a dude in a community, a group in the community, and when you say the same thing over and over and over again, at some point, people hear it and they don't hear it. So after a while, you have to find a way to say the same thing in a different way. You have to find a way to get the same message out, but with a different delivery. Right? Julius Randle's. And listen, whether you like what he said or not, it got the desired result. Right? Because even though Jalen Brunson is saying all the right things, sometimes you need the polar opposite approach to get the same message. That man, Anthony D, is in the chat, and I have a bone to pick with him. I was going to call him last night, but then I was like, I'll wait. Anthony D, sir, I have a bone to pick with you. The thing is we need a message, or not a message. We need something to motivate, right? You don't need a message. You need something to motivate. You need something to motivate. No big deal. No big deal. We all need things that motivate us at times. Like right now, I need motivation on some major projects, man, and I just can't find the motivation to do a routine task. And Mo is like, yo, just do that routine task. I ain't gonna say what the routine task is, but I'm like, I just don't have the motivation to do it, man. I'm just not feeling it. It happens. It happens to y'all too. Y'all human. All of us are. But when Randle was like, man, I don't know, maybe they wanted it more than us. It was a bizarre way or odd way. It was an odd way to try to get Obi on the boards, right? Try to get Grimes and them to dial in. Try to get everybody to dial in, even though the team is shorthanded. Right? And so even though the message seemed like a message that was disrespectful, it got the desired result. Because there is only so much messaging of political correctness that you can say before you've had enough. Right? Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all like, don't say nothing out the way. Some people are like, yo, don't say stuff out the way. And then others are like, man, I don't like people being politically correct. And then when people are not politically correct, we like, oh man, why he say it like that? So the Knicks win game 5 after the subliminal shot by Randle. The Knicks win game 5. Am I giving him credit for what he said? I'm not giving him 100%. But you definitely saw the desired result. You definitely saw Obi's spatial awareness. There was no, I'm just standing here in the middle of the floor. I don't know what to do. When Obi last night, Tibbs was like, or Obi was like, Yo, go get these don't leak out. Go get these rebounds. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw it. You didn't see Obi leaking out. You saw Obi going on the boards. I guess Obi did really want it. You didn't see Obi leaking out the other way with his hand up. Yo, I'm open. I'm a 6'10" power forward, but I'm not gonna rebound. I just want to do a highlight dunk. You didn't see none of that last night. You saw Obi getting on those boards last night. And when he wasn't doing it, he was sitting over there by the coaching staff. You saw Grimes on the loose. You saw Grimes on the floor for loose balls yesterday. You saw everybody on the floor for loose balls yesterday. And here's the thing. You saw Mitchell Robinson, a terrible free throw shooter, focus, dial in, and hit free throws when we needed them. No more that just flicking laser beams at the rim. And it takes a man saying something awkward like, yeah, man, I guess they wanted it more than us. That's a challenge to a competitor, man. When you hear your homeboy say that, just I'll use Anthony D for example. That's my guy. Anthony D, that's my guy, man. Make sure you check out Old School Knicks Sunday mornings at 11, right? I'm going to use Anthony D as an example, right? If I was to say something along the lines of maybe those other Knicks channels, Knicks in the Sky and Around the World Knicks and Knicks to the Moon and Back, and all these 50,000 Knicks YouTube channels out here, maybe they put more work into their channel than me and AD put into Old School Knicks. Right? Maybe, you know what I'm saying, you know, Knicks Corner Store or Knicks to Mars and Back, and all these 50,000 YouTube channels invest more in their channel or want to be better than Old School Knicks. Maybe they want it more, right? Off rip, AD gonna be like, what you mean? Old School Knicks is fire. Yeah, it is. It's fire. I'm just using him. I'm just using AD as an example on that one. You know what I'm saying? Off rip, you ain't calling nobody out, but then you say it now, you like, okay, really, you want to play that game? I'll show you. Uncle Freezy, you want to play that game? I'll show you how this game works. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the response from AD, right? But then again, I'm built a different way. So if AD says that, I'll be like, yo, okay, I'm here for it. That's yeah. I know what it is. So when Randle say that, it's a message to everybody like, yo, step your game up. The Knicks win game 5. The Knicks win game 5, and they do it in a different way. Yesterday you didn't see Quentin Grimes running from the basketball. You didn't see RJ doing things outside of his element. He's focused. You saw guys legit. You saw Mitchell Robinson with a double-digit rebound game. Imagine that. Mitchell Robinson with double-digit rebounds. Imagine that. Something we hadn't been used to seeing from Mitch in this series. Mitch with double-digit rebounds. That's interesting. That's interesting. Mitchell Robinson with double-digit rebounds against a small team. Bam Adebayo, Kevin Love. Caleb Martin, Kyle Lowry, everybody down there in the post. Imagine that. Mitchell Robinson, the tallest dude in the series, the most athletic big in the series with double-digit rebounds. Yeah. Was it an awkward message? Sure, it was an awkward message. Yeah, it was awkward. Like, yo, why you gonna be? Yo, I guess they just wanted it more than us. Yo, if I'm Randall teammate, I'm like, yo, you can't never. I'm like, okay, Randall. All right, here's a thing I wanted to get to too, man. First of all, the mere fact that Randall looked like he was gearing. Randall had to look in his eye that he was ready to go for 50. I guess JJ. I guess Julius Randle watched the Knicks want to drive yesterday, and he was ready to come out and go for like 60 against Bam in the Garden, right? I think that might have been the look he had in his eye, but the Miami Heat quickly put the kibosh to that. Bam Adebayo put that elbow dead in Julius Randle's eye. And again, nobody came to Randle's defense. They just kept playing. Jay Boogie in the building. Jay Boogie says, good morning, blessings, health, and happiness to us all. Got my tickets for Game 7 on standby for Monday. Unlike the Atlanta series, it didn't end on our floor. Salute. 3 capital S's. Bam. Pierre Moise is in the building. Dripmore. Mets is in the building. Man, I hope you feeling better than you was last night, man. The Ghetto Intellect is in the building. Man, things were yesterday was a good day. But listen, I know y'all want me to talk about Brunson, right? But I want to point out somebody else. Oh, well, let me finish this Randall point real quick. Randall does feel I feel like Randall does have something to prove or was coming out with something to prove yesterday. Just felt like before he could even get started, they elbowed that man, and the referees was trying to take the game out of the Knicks' hands. Y'all saw it. Did they overcompensate yesterday, man? I don't know. I don't know. But in the span of like 4 minutes, RJ Barrett got 2 fouls, Grimes got 2 fouls, and Josh Hart had 2 fouls. What does that tell you? The 2 starters and a backup all had 2 fouls in the blink of an eye. What does that tell you? What does that tell y'all? Josh Hart got a tech for Jimmy Butler for landing in the thing with Jimmy Butler, and then anyway, the officiating is crazy. Top Notch T is in the building. So real quick, y'all get prepared. I'm gonna get ready to throw this link in the chat, man, and move out of the way because I know we need some time to get together, do venting sessions, and we needed some time to do some venting sessions and talk about some positive things. But there's one thing I just want to throw out there real quick is this. RJ Barrett is ready. RJ Barrett is ready. I don't want to listen. I'm not going to overlook RJ Barrett. And yes, I know. This is RJ Barrett radio. I know what y'all, man, this is RJ Barrett radio. All you do is talk about RJ Barrett. Yeah, I know. All I do is talk about RJ Barrett. All I do is talk about RJ Barrett. Hey, Miss Mocha, what's that Stevie Wonder song? All I do. Huh? Is think about you. AD, Anthony D. AD, what's that Stevie Wonder song? All I do? All I is think about. No, not ready. No, not like that. I'm talking about the Stevie Wonder song. All I do still. That's the name of the song. All I do by Stevie Wonder. Okay, thank you. So yeah, man, yeah. I know y'all like, man. All Uncle Freezy do is talk about RJ Barrett. Yeah, I know. I love RJ Barrett, man. Give me me. Give me me. But all I do is think about RJ Barrett. Give me me. All y'all do is think about Jalen Brunson. Y'all can have it. Y'all can live with that. I like Jalen Brunson too. But y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the pecking order is RJ Randle quickly. 1, 2, 3. Bam, bam, bam. DSJ says all I do. Yeah. That's me. That's RJ Barrett radio. Hey, listen, are you not impressed with the young Rowan Barrett? Are you not impressed with the young what's RJ middle name? Delano? Are you not impressed with the young Rowan Delano Barrett? Are you not impressed? Are you not impressed? I'm gonna throw this thing up here in the chat, man, so that we can get this party started, man. So we can chop it up because the Queen Bee and I will be rocking in a few moments. Yeah, shout out to young Rowan Boogie Barrett. Shout out to young Rowan BT Barrett. Shout out to young Rowan Anthony Barrett. Shout out to the young Rowan Ghetto Barrett. I got to get my energy up. Man, I'm going to bring my people here in the chat. I'm going to grab this coffee real quick. Don't go nowhere. Hang out right here. Don't go nowhere. Hang out right here. Hang out right here for a split second. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back. Hang out here for a second. Let me see. Before I do that, before I grab this piping hot coffee, let me see if I have this. Yo, fellas, what's good? Man, I had to dust that thing off, man. That thing.
Gonna say, look, you found it.
Morning.
Yeah, man. Mess, what's good, man? How you doing?
I'm feeling a little better.
Good, man. Good to see you, man.
Can we talk about our Knicks?
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, man. I got. Let me do this really quick, and then we're gonna have at it, okay?
Yeah, dear.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got.
Do you remember how you held me then? Now you've got me reaching out. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out? Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you.
I see me and Wiz both got check. We both got chess in our intros, right? So we might have to find out who's the best chess player. All that karate and all that stuff after that, he can have all that. I ain't even mad at that. The chess piece, because that challenge,
my brother is right.
That challenge is the intellect in my name, and you do come off as a very. You do come off. You don't come off with your. You do come off with your brain more than you do your might. I know you talk about your days and you'll put up your one-handed pull-ups from back in the 70s. No, I get all that stuff. That stuff was cute back then. All I'm saying is we both can't have chess. Top of the morning to the brothers. Top of the morning to the brotherhood.
I'm just saying though, you know who my brother is, right? Do you know who my brother is?
Julius Randle.
And now Google. First,
wait a minute. So you from the Caribbean, right? So your brother might be Patrick Ewing.
For Patrick, my cousin. No, but you know, the first black grandmaster in chess, Maurice Ashley. Google that, son.
Yeah, I got you. I know. Yeah, I did that already. Wiz already told me. Wiz already told me to do that 30 times already. I did it. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't do it 30 times. I only did it 28 times.
By the way, it's Warren Alexander the Great Barrett Jr.
Okay.
It plays for Junior. Alexander the Great. I'm going to start calling him Alexander the Great.
What was that chess master name? Maurice what?
Maurice Ashley. Ashley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
No,
Frizzy.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
Frizzy, you were talking.
I was in Fort Lauderdale last week. At this place. He moved down to Florida during the pandemic. He decided to leave New York City and live in Florida with my sister and his, moms and everything. So
I saw that condo he put you up in, bro.
Yeah, that's a little pad there overlooking the ocean. He's feeling good at having a little ocean view down in Florida. I'm like, okay, but little bro living their life.
Yeah, man. All right.
He flew me down because he has like 10 million points because he's never home.
Right.
Like he's going to Nairobi, then Uganda, then Jamaica, and that's fine. So he has like 10 million points. He's like,
Did you say he was in a Hennessy commercial with Nas?
Yep. In fact, yep. And it was his commercial. Hennessy did a commercial where they actually, if you Google it, you'll see it. They did commercials in Black History Month mostly.
Okay.
For prominent blacks in history.
Right.
They did a cyclist one, so they did the one where it was almost his life story in chess from his Brooklyn speed chess days in the with the hustlers on the park on West Wall Street.
Blitz or bullet chess?
Absolutely, blitz chess, exactly. So yeah, and he just started a chess tournament with HBCUs last month. He just created it in like a month. And they just finished their first HBCU chess tournament last month. A kid from Howard University dominated it because Howard had like a nice chess team, so they dominated. They just crushed it. Anyway, we're gonna get a match together.
Whenever he feel froggy, I'll get him on the chessboard. Whenever he feel
talking trash.
What me? I'm just saying. Whenever he want to get whooped, he can go ahead and line them up, man. We can.
You gotta do the Queen's Gambit, right?
Yes. Hey, D'Angelo, I'm sorry, brother.
No.
Reminiscing. Yeah, well, you were gonna ask a question.
I was just gonna say something that you were talking about earlier about just minutes ago about Randle and him checking his teammates. No, he needs to check himself. Okay. All right, because you don't call out anybody else but yourself. You have proved nothing yet to me, and you still got a lot to prove. You want to carry the weight in Game 6, and we get to Game 7, then we'll talk. But he has a lot to prove. You can't check your teammates. When you think you got to roll out the red carpet every time you come out there? No, because you're calling out. You're standing around half the time on defense, just looking up and saying, "Why didn't you cut?" No. You look at yourself in the mirror. Don't call out your teammates. But that was a pep me up speech that he's trying to do in a post game call out his guys. No, you don't call out. Nuh-uh. That don't work, Randle. You got a lot to prove. You haven't proven nothing yet. Just you're an all-star last year? Okay, good. Good for you. What does it get me? Did it get me a championship yet? There you go.
Right.
I was going to say, can I jump on that real quick?
Yeah.
I know you made a lot of points about Randle, but in the end, first off, it's not dedication to you, it's to the team. So him calling out his team was probably his way of saying to them, yo, I'm calling you guys out in the public to put more on my back. You guys need to pay attention. So therefore, Randle had proved it to his team with that speech. So therefore, he didn't have to prove it to you. He had to prove it to them. And then on top of that, he played well defensively and offensively. He went out there and played the best he could, getting hit in the head, playing dog basketball. So even if you didn't like the overall success, it came out with a win. That's like someone making you dinner and you saying it tastes bad. You can't do that. You got.
So wait a minute. Oh, back up. So you're saying Randle's the reason why we won last night?
No, I never said that, and I will always continue to say Randle is the Randle is the key guy. Randle is a key guy, but it takes a team effort. I've been saying that since I've been on this show. Randle can do whatever he needs to do, but the team behind him has to be consistent. And last night, that's what happened. The team consistently went behind Randle, let him do his thing. Brunson put his head down, and we all won together as a team. That mentality needs to be there.
I don't give any credit to Randle for that little speech he made at the post game. Okay, because guess what? Everybody had to step up last night, or we wouldn't have won at all. Okay, that wasn't because what his word said.
But also, you just said everyone had to stand up. I mean, had to play up. So did he.
Yeah.
Because normally when we lose, it's because of Randle. So Randle stepped up as well in his speech. So he backed up his own words by calling everyone out and then saying, yo, come get some. I'm going to show y'all. I'm not saying he played perfect.
But who is Randle to call out? Hold on. But who is Randle to call out anybody? Check
you
yourself.
Just said when he called out his teammates by saying,
D'Angelo is saying, check yourself before you really wreck yourself.
And he did.
Don't get on everybody else's case if he can't play defense.
All right. Let me bring in my guy real quick. Hold on. Fire intros. Y'all intros are fire. D'Angelo, I ain't gonna lie.
Yo, salute to the family. Salute to everybody,
y'all
bro.
Y'all
salute
intros
to the
fire,
family.
Bro. I don't know if y'all get too much love on other Knicks channels. Bro. I don't know if y'all get love like this on other Knicks channels, bro. Them intros.
Hey, D'Angelo.
What's up, G.I.? Yeah.
I gotta say to you, I think it took Julius Randle to get elbowed in the eye to realize it ain't sweet out here. I felt you ain't trust me. You had to feel bad for. Anytime he went to the free throw line, they focused it on us. I said, even D'Angelo feel bad for the man tonight, man. He's fighting tonight, man.
No, I called it karma.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Listen, we got to win. That's all. Listen, we got to win, and I'm real happy about that. We just extended a little. We got a little bit of a pulse left. So,
D'Angelo, when y'all gonna give credit to the guys though? When y'all gonna get credit to my guys that stepped up though? You gonna give credit?
No, I am giving credit, but I just don't want. Okay, Randle could have said that little mantra speech when we were maybe we lost after the game at the Garden. We were 1-1. I'll wait till 3-1. Okay, nobody show. I mean, just it's a little hypocritical to me. That's all. But listen,
timing is everything. Timing is
everything. God bless. I agree. I give you.
I was gonna say you gotta give the man his credits.
No, I'm giving him his credit. It was a good. Listen, we played. That was the best game that the Knicks played in this series. That last night. So
yeah.
It's because of Jay Boogie's dropping that track yesterday. That's the reason they dropped that track yesterday. 1973.
I mean, that's why he's our Knick leader. I say we wasn't. I just kept watching, saying it's the 50th anniversary. They have Clyde working. They had Clyde sitting in the front seat with wifey. Like being a fan, like it was no way Clyde was gonna be ready to
cutie too. No disrespect, Clyde. No disrespect.
Come on.
Clyde,
you see how he dressed?
If you see me over at the
like bad wrapping paper. That's what he looked like. Bad wrapping.
Nah, man, he's super fly, bro. Don't mess with super fly.
Come on, we can't do that. Nah, we're not ever gonna do that. Nah,
that's how super fly. Don't talk like that.
Nah, we're not doing that.
I love him. All right, calm down.
If we ever see Clyde, if you see me hanging out at the restaurant a little more extra, don't think no type of way that I'm looking for wifey. That's the freezing. We just giving compliments, right? That's it. Hey,
yeah, easy, big fella. It's a compliment.
Yeah, it's just a compliment.
Yeah.
She had a little bob. She had a little 1985 bob. You saw
it's like when me and the missus be somewhere and cats will be like, I know, I get it. I'm secure. I'm good. I'm good. I'm rock steady.
So for me, guys, it's about expectations for me. And I don't know what to expect last night, bro. I said, with 4 games have been played, and that's the thing about these 7-game series. The best team is just too much of an opportunity. So I got to give it to Miami. They are finding a way 5, 6, 9 games to play the same way. They didn't do anything different. The Knicks just understood that they had to make it happen. They had to go one extra step. Brunson couldn't miss those shots he was missing. Man, listen, their bench though is kicking. There's no way we can keep this up. It's humanly impossible for these guys. We haven't done it all season. I'm praying for them, but it takes RJ to get 30, Brunson to get 30, Jules to get 30, Mitch to dominate for us to. I just hope that if nothing else fails, Miami is teaching us that. Yeah, you got to have big names because Jimmy Butler's a really big name. Bam's a really big name. They got to be the right names, and what you surround around them is more important. Man, we'd drafted a Strauss and picked up Kevin Love. Even though Kevin Love, thank you, brother. You gave us the game last night. My goodness, you would not stop shooting. You could hit
Ain't no love in the heart of the city.
Kevin Love was. I was like, why? But here's the thing. Here's the thing I noticed. I was like, wow. Kevin Love, I might have to go add it up myself. He's 0 for 7. The announcers haven't said anything. But if he was to hit one, they'd be like, that's Kevin Love. I was like, it's amazing. He was 0 for 8, 0 for 9, keeping us in the game with his horrible shooting. But never was it mentioned. But that's a sidebar. But listen, that Knicks team last night, I don't know how anybody – like Hoodie Cab yesterday, I just want to give him the segue in because that's my homeboy. Welcome to the show, Hoodie Cab. You know, for you to suggest that team last night should be broken up after being back on their heels, after being disrespected in the media, you talking about being able to respond to New York. That team responded. RJ's playing out his mind. Julius Randle got elbowed in the eye, played with a black eye. Other players don't play with a hangnail. He played with a complete black eye, didn't want to punch nobody, just wanted to hit him with threes and play the game. I don't know how anybody in their right mind would say break last night's team up and what they've done this.
Is that a shot at Hoodie?
Yeah, I just wanted to welcome him to the morning show because I know usually he's a night guy. I just want to let him know I'm here all day. It's 10:45. I'm here till 2. Let's go.
You know, I want to first say good morning to everybody.
Hoodie Cab, you said right
Good morning,
mind.
Hoodie Cab.
So you said anybody in their right mind. So right away you disqualify Hoodie Cab from that dialogue. Okay, go ahead, Hoodie Cab.
Oh wow, another shot at.
Hey, let me cook when you done, Hoodie Cab. I got something for you.
Yo, y'all cut.
Yeah, Brian got something for Hoodie Cab too. Hoodie Cab, you hope you got your bulletproof vest.
Man, I mean,
I got something for you too, Brick City. I'm just waiting.
Okay, all right.
Like I said,
it wasn't Kevin Hart. It wasn't Hart getting 25 and we winning the game. So you ain't got nothing for me, young man. Because remember, I got good memory.
I wanted to come in this morning.
Hoodie Cat want to come in. Where's my intro at, man? I've been asking for an intro for 10 minutes and I ain't got my intro yet.
Listen,
they gave him an intro today.
I had a very good, productive conversation with Uncle Freezy about the intro, and my middle name is Patience. So,
really?
Yes.
When did that happen?
A long time ago.
When did you change your middle name to Patience?
It's always been that.
Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Especially during your Kevin Knox rant, you were always patient.
He was super patient, bro.
Listen,
he said, "GI." He said, "I've always been patient." Really? Okay.
I came on this morning because I saw Ghetto Intellect, and I thought to myself, "I'm glad that he's not hiding in the chats from all of this." I wanted to get on while he's here, so I can say that Jill Scott had a song once. It's called "Hate on Me."
Here we go.
And my thing is this: I am Ghetto Intellect disagrees with me, not because he actually disagrees with me, because he knows that I'm usually always right, and he can't stand it. Right? He's like, why does Hoodie Cam always make these great points? And I want to argue against them, but I can't because he's right. I'll make it
always right about what? So you were right. You were right about the Knicks winning last night?
This is unreal.
Hold on. I didn't predict they were going to lose at all last night. I don't remember making a prediction they're going to win or lose last night. This
Yes,
has
you did.
absolutely nothing to do with last night's
No,
game.
you made a prediction
You
that the
said,
Knicks were gonna
this team
lose
up.
last night.
You said this team is mediocre. You said this
Yeah.
team ain't
Please,
We
going
can't
to
win.
win.
We can't win with this. We can't win with this. We gotta fire Tibbs and hire, bring up Johnny Bryant. We gotta trade away these players and go get a player like Karl Anthony Towns. That's what you were saying. We do have memories, bro. We do have memories. They work.
Hey, bro. Hey, bro.
Hey, you froze Hoodie Cav. My bad.
I want someone to rewind the tape and someone point out what I said the Knicks are going to lose game 5. That's all I want.
How could you
I
suggest?
said the Knicks are going to lose game 5, but when did I make any kind of guarantee at all the Knicks are going to lose game 5?
Kev, how could you suggest that a team that's mediocre and should be broken up was going to win the game later on that night? Come on now. That's what you're suggesting. This team should be broken up. We don't win the night.
Hold on. Let me go ahead and squash that right there because that makes no sense. Let me save you from yourself, ghetto intellect. When the Knicks win the NBA championship last night, the confetti rained down in Madison Square Garden. They hosted the Larry O'Brien Trophy because unless that happened, which I don't think it did, yes. Because they haven't proven anything other than winning game 5 of the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs.
Hold on, Kev.
At the end of the game where it says 0-0-0 of a championship game and they can host the Larry O'Brien Trophy, yes.
Hold on.
Let me know.
Hold on.
Hey, Hoodie
Yes,
Kev.
Brian, I gotta let you go.
I think this goes right back to what G.I. said earlier, talking about expectations, because at the beginning of the season, you did not have that Larry O'Brien as an expectation.
No.
It was a goal, but it wasn't an expectation.
Hoodie Kev.
You are talking to a person who thought the Knicks can make the playoffs and be a high seed when they had Jerome James and Eddie Curry in the front court.
What is he talking about?
Hey,
Hey, let Brian.
me.
Hey, Brian didn't get to go.
Yeah, Hoodie Kev.
Hold
It's
on,
my
Kev.
first time talking to you, sir, so I don't want to come off disrespectful. But like
Go
I
ahead,
said on
bro.
the show previous, I was saying it since we got Hart, and every time I came on here, I said this Knicks team should not be broken up.
I don't
We should give them
You're just gonna go up today. I'm a vendor.
we
Yeah.
should give them another year and let the Knicks ride it out and see what we got. That's exactly what I said. So the Knicks was showing me something throughout the season because they were doing well productively. I said also as well with Randle, we made the playoffs and we lost in the first round. Cool. But adding Brunson this year, we should go to the next level, which is where we're at now, the semi-conference finals. So right now, everything is working in our order. People don't like it because it's not flashy like a Stephen Curry or LeBron. Like, we ain't got no ultimate superstar. But we got a top 40 or 50 guy in Randle. So, like I've been saying, I know this team can do it. I said top 50. I said top 50 in Randle. Hey, look, did he not? Look. Regardless of if you agree with it or not, Randle is, sir, let me make my point.
Jason Tatum.
Let me make my point. The reason why I say that, I don't like I'm not a big fan of Randle. I'm not a big fan of Randle, but the man is a 2-time All-Star, and he also made All-NBA. So therefore, regardless of whether you like him or not, that's our guy. He's our top guy. So again, he is top 50 because he made those lists, and he also was a 2-time All-Star in a time with us. So he's productive for us. Stand behind your dude. Don't run and say, oh, he needs to do this, we need that. No. Be a Knick, stand up and take those L's with your man and keep it moving, because I did, and look at how productive it turned out to be. Now, Mr. Brick City, like I said about Hart, I always said when we play with Hart, we needed to start Hart in the first 5 minutes, see how we play off of that, and then bring in Grimes to help over the top with Jimmy Butler. It didn't work the first 5 minutes because Hart got his 4 fouls and got out of the game and only played 4 more minutes afterwards. But like I said, it allowed Grimes to come off the bench. I mean, not come off the bench, go into position to go ahead and help out and slow down buckets. Jimmy Bucket scored 19 points. When Grimes is doing a London Bridge falling down, after Jimmy crossed him, he still stood up and got the defensive steal to keep the momentum going. This is what I'm talking about, using the combo of Hart and Grimes. That's why I said The way we go
Yeah,
with
but
Hart is the way we do it. He failed. Now the next game he needs to learn what Grimes did and play, because we don't have one closer. We have 4 closers that work as a team. I call them the Fantastic Four.
Can I say something? Listen, if we would have played with the sense of urgency throughout this series, like we did last night, we wouldn't be down in this series. So they should have been playing like this all along with that energy, what they had last night. Sense of desperation is every game in the playoffs.
I was gonna say it's
okay. So let me
go ahead. Now go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Hold on. I need to clarify this. I need y'all to experience the full aura of who Hoodie Kevin is, because what you just said, the whole soliloquy of what you said is ridiculous. And I'm gonna say this: you are a complacent Knicks fan. You are not a Knicks fan that are happy with mediocrity because you're tired of losing. That's what you are. And I'm going to put it out there. I don't even know who you are. But I'm going to say that you'd rather not lose than be great. You don't want to be great.
You talking to me? You talking to me? Oh, okay. Good. We lost.
No, he was talking to Brian. He was talking to Brian.
No. Wrong, because I am a good Knicks fan, because I remember the years of the Carmelo trade. I remember the years of us back in the 90s struggling to just make it to the finals. I remember so many years we lost out. I am an adamant Knicks fan. I'm not okay with mediocre. But right now in the playoffs, this is what we got. I have to believe in our system and our team because we're in the playoffs. I can't stand by.
You got to accept what you got. This is the tools that you have. This is the tools that you have, and that's it. I hear what you're saying. You're a Knicks fan.
We don't have money to go to the store and upgrade now, and the time ain't now because we're in the middle of work.
But you got it. But Brian, let me say this before we let Mets, because Mets hasn't been able to say anything this show. Brian, be sure to understand that Hoodie Kev is great podcasting, and we gotta let him rant for the views. So don't take it personal. Mets, get in here and rock out, baby.
Nah, my fault. Go ahead.
The way I see it, Hart has really got to stop playing like he's the only guy on the court. I mean, jack of all trades, master of none players have this issue of trying to do everything but screwing up and thinking they can't screw up at nothing, that they can screw up at nothing, but they end up screwing up at just about everything anyway. And that's, I think, the problem with Hart. He's got in his head he can do everything, when the thing is, doing that comes with the trade-off of trying to take away everyone else's best qualities. That's got to stop. And the fact that culture is picking at the fact that the kid's got that Josh has an itchy trigger finger that gets him fouled just about every time. All right. If he can calm himself down, find his inner peace, find his happy place, instead of getting into his own head and screwing it up every time, I think we win game 6.
Thanks.
I don't give Hart that much power. That his influence to help us win is as big, no matter what he does. Obviously, it can be controlled by one guy. The guy's name is Tom Thibodeau. So Tibbs did the right thing last night. Hart wasn't doing his thing. Take him out of the game, limit his minutes.
He hasn't been doing that the past. He didn't do that the 2 previous games.
I know that I'm saying that it's not to Hart. It's up to Tibbs to recognize whether Hart is actually at his best or not, and let's pull him. So it's not Hart doing well or failing. Hart failing, Grimes is there to back him up. We got Deuce. So Hart actually has no influence over our victory unless Tibbs allows him to influence our loss by leaving in the game too long. And so we can't depend on Hart performance. We can depend on Tibbs proper substitutions and rotations.
And then again, of course, there's the issue with McBride. He barely gets out on the board because Tibbs doesn't like using him for more than 5 damn minutes.
And for that, as a president and CEO of the Deuce McBride fan club, I'm chairman of the board as well. Actually, I'm secretary, assistant secretary. I'm Jamaican, so I got 10 jobs with the Deuce McBride fan club.
Damn.
I did have a problem with that as well to a certain degree. However, I could never deny results. So because of the results of what happened, leaving Brunson in there for 48 minutes and Grimes in 48 minutes, I think we got the win. I'm not going to say a word until it affects us even more negatively than it did yesterday. It did affect us negatively yesterday because we should not have allowed that 19-point return. That should not have been done because if we needed to have some stops and the man to do it last night, I think would have been Deuce to help us and also give breather to Brunson and Grimes at moments where we didn't need a scoring, we needed defense. I'm proud of the team that they actually increased their pace. I mean, I actually say that's what we need to do with these guys. Our half-court offense is very challenged, very predictable, easy for Spoelstra to counterattack against. So pushing the pace is the only way to counteract having a poor half-court offense. And so I'm glad that happened yesterday. And then number two, we got to acknowledge the contribution of Obi Toppin when he comes in and stop dismissing the fact that we say things like, oh, Obi can't do this, Obi can't do that. Or we haven't seen Obi at his full yet, I think. So we got to just look at it and say, he hasn't done this yet. He hasn't shown this yet. Some of it may be his own physical limitations or his skills set, but to a certain extent, it could be, again, going back to the bench, the man in charge. But anyway, Hoodie Kev is back on the line, so let him go because we got to hear Hoodie Kev. Hoodie Kev, by the way, I back you up on something. I'm going to be back in your team right away, even though I started off with an initial diss. I'm going to back you up on a couple things you're saying. So
I got to go soon. I'm at work, and I want to say something about to GI because GI he tried to see he shoot one of them little pea shooters, think he's doing damage, but he's going to come with some bigger artillery if he thinks he can take down a giant like me, right? So I say this, and I say this because I love the Knicks. And my only goal, the only thing that I want, the only thing I've waited 31 seasons is my team to be an NBA championship quality team. Not to win some playoff games, not to make the playoffs, not to be that, but to be a championship contender and to be the last team standing. That's what I want. And I would like to think that's what all Knicks fans want. And what I see right now is we won Game 5, and I'm not taking away any credit for us winning Game 5 of the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. All I'm doing is I'm trying to look towards the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is putting a team on the court that is capable of winning a championship. Now, although our season is not over and anything is possible, as Kevin Garnett once so eloquently said, anything is possible. I just don't think that with the remaining teams that are left in the playoffs, even if we did get past Miami, is this a team? And I want you all in your hearts, heart, to be like, is this team really a favorite to win the championship this year?
It's very possible.
Like,
they can.
You can't sit here
and be
like, you can't sit here and be like, you're arguing for a player like Deuce McBride to play more, and then in the same breath say this team can win the championship.
But I mean, this team can.
Okay, go ahead. Hold on.
Right, go ahead.
Because championship teams aren't sitting around arguing for the 10th or 11th player to get playing time.
Man.
Think about that for a second.
Okay.
Actually,
they actually are.
Caliber teams, fan bases are not arguing to get the 11th or 12th player more playing time.
Actually, they are there.
No. He's right.
No, he's wrong.
He's wrong. Can I say?
I don't even know who the 12th member of the Denver Nuggets team is. But I guarantee you,
PJ Tucker was the 11 and 12 man on the Milwaukee Bucks championship team. People were vouching for PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker was the 11th to 12th man on that Milwaukee Bucks team. The fan base vouched for him to actually get more playing time. And what happened? They actually won the championship. So, sir, that statement you just said is actually kind of wrong.
And can I also back that up too as well? Can I wait? Hold on. Hoodie Kev.
A multi-time NBA champion, a player who has contributed.
Yeah.
Hoodie Kev.
Milwaukee Bucks, we don't God's green earth with the PJ Tucker, the 11 or 12 men on the team. When I got to go back and check the tape because I don't remember this happening. I remember PJ Brown playing a big role in the Bucks championship. What? Oh my God! You can't just come
Hoodie
up
Cat,
here.
can I say something?
Sir, I'm just saying,
Can I
like,
say something?
respectfully, Hoodie Kev, and I'm not trying to like cut
Hoodie Kev?
I'm
your
here.
team succeed. There's plenty of guys that are not like the Michael Jordans of the world. They do just as much work as the starters on the team. And when you look at this team right now, after we beat Miami, we can definitely beat Philadelphia because Philadelphia is inconsistent because of Doc Rivers.
Yo,
But what I was going to say is this. Hold on real quick.
They're inconsistent when it comes down to Doc Rivers.
You said that we don't show nothing throughout the
season.
season.
It wasn't can we win. He says, can you make a statement that we're
I cut off? Did I cut off?
Yeah. I can say we are because think about it. I'm about to say it right now. After
Oh.
last night, they have proven because the number one team in the East got destroyed by this Miami Heat team. We have gotten 2 wins off of them. You want to talk about a championship team? That team lost to these guys already. We're still fighting. We're still there. So yes,
That's a
this
fact.
team can
Okay,
do it.
no.
This team also hold on. A lot of championship teams have to build on supportive guys. That being said,
Right.
most underdog championships, for example, 2015, Steph Curry, he won the MVP. Everyone didn't even believe he had a shot at the championship.
Brian,
Even
you
after
just
he
defeated
won,
the argument.
they're saying he's
He's an
wrong. He
underdog.
goes back in 2016 and still proves them wrong. Back-to-back MVPs. Yeah, he lost, but that team wasn't desirable.
Just destroyed
Hold on,
the
let's stop.
argument, Brian.
Hold on.
His question
I want to say
wasn't,
something real quick.
are
It took the Miami Heat to beat the Bucks with Giannis missing 2 games and Jimmy Butler basically averaging 50 points a game.
But one second. Brian, you defeat your argument. You can't say we're the underdog and the favorite. His question was, can you say we're the favorite? We're not the favorite of the teams up. We are not the favorite. He didn't say, are we the favorite? I mean, can we win? He didn't deny
Also,
can we win. He said, possible, can we win? He didn't deny that possibility. He said, can anyone say of the teams left, are we one of the favorites?
And I said,
and
like I said,
yes.
afterwards, I said after last night, that proven it. Before we said no, we wasn't because
it proved we can win. It didn't prove we're the favorite.
No.
You're telling me
We can't prove that we are no longer the underdogs because we didn't fall in line like the Bucks did. But we weren't. Look, we started off as the underdog. Because we won last night, we can show that we can actually become the overdog because
Brian, the question is simple. Are we a favorite of teams left?
Just say yes, bro.
No. Yes. After last night, I believe we've become the favorite because no one expected us to be here this far. So it will become in our favor.
You think we're a favorite of the teams left?
If we win game 6, yes.
No, right now.
I think right now.
No, not if.
Yes.
No, right now, yes.
We are. Yes.
Yes, right now.
We are the favorites.
Brian, right now.
Right now.
Salute everyone.
After last night's game, I think we are the favorite. Yes.
We are the favorite. We're one of the favorites to win the finals.
Can I ask you what? No, hold on. Time out.
I was talking about the series.
Reel it back. Hold on.
The championship.
Time out. If you go check these Vegas odds or whatever or what have you, the Knicks are not the favorite to even win Game 6.
Man, but again, people gotta stop looking at Vegas.
No. This is just reality. This is what people assume. We didn't win a game in Miami. We gotta come out and win that game. It is not expected of us.
I mean, you're right. I agree. But if we play how we played last night, it's very little team that can beat us. The Cavs couldn't beat us by us playing this way, and the Cavs are supposed to be better than us, and the Vegas had the Cavs better than us.
But
so we gotta stop saying
you can't hold on.
We gotta stop saying
time out. It isn't necessarily about if we play a particular way. Miami Heat are trying to make us not play a particular way. So whatever we want to get, we're not necessarily going to get all the time.
It doesn't matter. We got to play through.
You cannot compare the Cavs to the Heat. The Heat
I can and I will.
Hold on real quick.
Both teams haven't won anything. This is the same Miami Heat team that gave a lead in the finals.
But this is the thing.
They've
Miami
been
Heat
to the
have
finals
been
and lost,
Miami Heat have been
Ribby.
to the 3 out of the last 4 Eastern Conference Finals. Let's not
and they
just
couldn't get
diminish.
and they couldn't really get
Exactly.
it
Like
done because of poor shooting.
And
But
Jimmy
Dre,
listen
Butler
though.
can only take you so far.
But listen,
real quick, Dre.
that's still winning 2 playoff series damn near every year. That's not easy. If
But
we
Dre,
did that,
listen
we
to
would
him.
Right,
be talking about the
right.
Knicks in a different light. It's not easy to get to this point.
Let me help
But
you out.
Dre,
Let me help my man
you
out.
said
Maybe
you
this will
said
help
the
him.
Nah,
odds.
I don't need no help.
Hold on.
No,
You
no,
said
I
no.
the
got
odds are
I
more
mean,
in
I
favor of the
mean,
Heat.
look,
Cool. But
you
like I
can't
said,
Let
deny
it's
GI
not.
stats.
talk. Let GI talk.
You can't deny stats. Jimmy Butler has
all right.
115 playoff games. We don't have
Correct.
115 playoff games combined. If you don't think that matters and experience and and playing at this level, and I don't know, you
It
just think
does.
that anybody can step on the
Preach,
court for
GI. Good
anybody
point,
at any
GI.
time. I don't know
Well,
what
that's not what I'm saying. What
That's
I
not
was
what we're
saying
saying.
was we got to stop acting like certain molds can't be broken. I
Oh,
mean,
we
you have
can't.
to
Oh, we don't have
understand.
to.
We've been underdogs. I'm not done. This franchise and us being fans, we've been underdogs since 1973. Let's be honest. Let's be real. Let's stop acting like that. Even though we had Willis Reed as an MVP,
that's not true.
we were still underdogs against the LA Lakers at that point.
We were
So we
not
got to stop
underdogs.
acting like
We were not. What you just said was not factual. You said we've been underdogs since '73. We weren't underdogs in the '90s, so that's not factual, sir.
Facts.
Not to them. Not to
technically
the
we were.
Rockets.
Actually,
I
sir,
think
technically you were, considering the fact that we couldn't do nothing against Michael.
I just let you sit
In
here
the
and say
grand
that
scheme of
fact.
things, did we do what we in the grand scheme of things?
So we
when
were
If you
Michael
favorites
when
count, we
against the
Michael
actually been
Rockets.
to the finals.
when
We lost to
Michael when Mi-
Michael and we lost to Akeem.
when Michael was
So
not
That's who we
playing, the
lost to.
Knicks when Michael
it
was
don't
out,
matter.
the Knicks
We wasn't the
were the
favorite
Knicks were
against
viewed as the
Houston.
favorites to come out the East.
We were not the favorites against Houston.
We were the second best team in the NBA many years. It just happened that the best team
The
was in our
second best team many
in the
years.
let me finish. So you are you listening to what I'm saying? We were the second best team in the NBA many years. It just
So
so
how come you're
happened that
the second best team as a Knicks fan and you couldn't get it done?
Let him
you
finish
let
his
me
point.
finish and you can respond. I promise. I'm going to shut up.
All right.
We were the second best team in the NBA. We just couldn't beat Michael Jordan. Period.
And does that make you winners, dude, or losers?
Makes you second best, whatever you want to call it.
Second's not good enough.
Doesn't
And
make you
coming from a Knicks
underdog.
fan, has been
So
a
we
Knicks
were
fan for about 20 years of my life. I'm telling you, it's
underdog.
not
And
good enough.
seconds aren't
Said we were
favorites.
underdog.
Seconds are never
It doesn't
favorites.
make you an underdog. I don't.
I mean,
I can't let you move the goalposts. You said we were underdogs. We weren't underdogs.
I mean, yes,
Yeah,
you
we
were.
are because we're
I
the
said, look at the
second best
rosters.
team.
Huh?
Man, what's
Because
going
if we
on,
go
fellas?
up
No, what's
against the
up, baby?
first team,
Straighten this
are we
young
not
guy down, Ron.
underdogs?
Let me shut up.
Yo, let's Ron. Let's get Ron some time, Ron.
All
Man,
right, we'll
man,
give
man,
on
what's
some
going
time.
on, fellas, man? It's a good morning, man. The Knicks won yesterday, man. We done extended this thing, man. We got a little Knicks on Friday night. You know what I
I'm
mean?
weak.
It's going down. You know
Hit
what I
the
mean? Hey,
note. You see him?
all, all, all the pressure done flipped. You know what I mean? To Miami. The pressure is on Miami. They gotta win. They gotta win game 6. They lose game 6. Ain't no need to even punch your ticket to come to NYC for that game 7. And I agree with Charles Barkley. Shout out to Charles for saying that. You know what I mean? All the pressure is on them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The more the series goes on, the statistics start flipping. You know what I mean? Everybody know with 3-1 what the rules is on 3-1, but on 3-2 our chances get a little bit better, man. But this is what I got to say, man. You know, when we start getting in our feelings and we start saying stuff, man, we got to make sure that we accurate in what we saying, man. We can't be putting inaccurate stuff in the airwaves. And
No,
I'm
we
gonna tell
don't,
y'all right now,
because we're Knicks fans.
PJ Tucker was not no 12th man.
Yes, he
I'm gonna tell
was.
y'all that right
And I
now. He
actually
was
have
not no 12th
the
man out there.
article to look it up.
Look at the amount of minutes that man was getting playing in those playoffs. That man was not no 12th man coming off the bench. The man had a $14 million
Yes, he is.
2-year mid-level exception deal. That ain't no 12th man coming off no bench. You know what I mean?
Yes, it is. I
So
mean,
so
11
so
to 12 is not.
to say that the Knicks were not the favorites. I know that's a bold face. When once Mike stepped away, when he had to go against Scottie Pippen, let
Mm-hmm.
those Knicks were the favorites. So
Okay.
that's not
But
accurate.
did you? But if you're the favorites, right? Did you win? Did we
Being a
win?
favorite. Now, see, you trying to change the
Yeah,
narrative.
that's not the same as being an underdog.
Being,
You can't move the
being,
goalpost. We're more intelligent than
Second
that.
place is not good enough, yo. You
being a
can't be
favorite,
second place.
being a
You
favorite.
can't be second best in the East and then go to Michael Jordan and can't get
Being a
back.
favorite
Oh,
don't
That's not how that
necessarily
works.
mean that
Stop
you're gonna
playing
get a
There's no
championship.
cash.
Being a favorite mean that you have a chance to win. You have a chance. The Knicks were contenders in the 90s. Everybody knows that watched basketball in the 90s, that grew up in that era, that it was either it was either New York or Chicago coming out of the East. It was pretty much written. There was nobody else. That was the thing. Everybody knew
Did we
that.
win?
Everybody
We haven't
knew
won a
that.
championship in 50
That ain't what
years.
I'm saying. That ain't what you said.
Are y'all not upset that we haven't won a championship in 50 years?
We hadn't
Well, if
won
you
one
had
since
said
I was
that, we
born.
wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
Had you said that, we
Second
wouldn't
best
be
isn't good enough.
If you saying that,
Young man, had you
don't say
said
the
that
Knicks
to
wouldn't.
begin with, we
Don't
wouldn't
say
be
the
here.
Knicks.
Ron wouldn't be giving you this. He wouldn't be giving you this soliloquy if your words matter. So if you're saying we haven't
Well,
won,
actually, sir, I was cut off multiple times, so I couldn't actually finish my point. But go ahead, though. Cook, Ron.
I know from 91 all the
Go ahead
way
and
to
cook, Ron.
96, the Knicks were always in that thing and had a chance to win. I know that much. And even when Van Gundy took over, in them Canby years and Sprewell years, the New York Knicks were favorites. The Knicks were not trash.
Okay.
The
Can I
Knicks
say
didn't become
something?
trash until after Van Gundy left.
Okay, can I say something about us being favorites? You were right about the 90s, the 2 years that Jordan was there in the East, we were the favorites. I was track my statement. But to follow my argument, I would say this. We wasn't the favorites against the Rockets, and we were not the favorites when no, we were the favorites. I take that back. But Orlando mopped the floor with us. So whether we're the favorites or not, we still turn out to be the underdogs because no one expects us to actually be successful.
no, you
Overall
can't.
story.
No, that's not how
I said
words
no.
work.
Listen to what I'm saying.
No.
I
That's
said
words
after
don't
all of
work
this, I
like
said
that.
listen to what I'm saying. Let me
Words
finish,
don't
please.
work like
Let
that,
me
bro.
finish. Let me finish what I'm
You can't
saying.
take the English
Let
dictionary.
me finish what
You
I'm saying.
can't take the
I'm
English
saying
dictionary.
this.
I'm
After
sorry,
hearing this conversation,
Exactly. We can't.
listen
Go
to what
ahead.
I'm saying. After hearing this conversation, you
You
guys made
can't
me
take the English
reevaluate.
dictionary. Yeah,
There
but
we
you
go.
can't take the English
There we
dictionary
go.
and do what you wanted to do. That's
I'm
not what
not.
an
They won't
underdog
let you
is.
finish, bro.
Let me finish, please. I'm saying after this conversation, I'm gonna take back what I said in saying that. But I still feel that majority of the time we are the underdogs. Majority of the time. You see how I take
Okay.
it back? Say
Young man,
majority of the
let
time.
me ask you, how
You
old are you?
guys are right. You guys
How
were
old are you?
right. But
How old are you?
me, I'm 40.
Yeah. You 40 years old?
I've
He
been
old
yes, I've
enough
been
to
a Nick.
know.
Hold on. Let me give you some history. I couldn't even cheer for Jordan in my house as a Knicks fan, and
And
we
you better
all
not.
love Jordan. So you can't sit here and tell me I'm not dedicated to this team. I
I
may
Oh
have
no,
can't.
I
I
ain't
outspoken
can't
asking you.
earlier.
understand Knicks
I
fans
outspoken
who
earlier, and I
collect
apologize.
Jordans.
But what
I
I'm
can't
saying is
understand Knicks
majority.
fans who have a Jordan collection. It makes no sense to me. I've
No.
never.
It's not that.
My
You got to
boys
respect
bought
this
me a
game,
pair
man.
of golf
No
First of
doubt,
Jordans.
all,
man.
you got to calm down because Jordan spent 51% of his money off of the commercials, off of the Jordan sneakers, off of all the stuff he did to keep the guys in the league because he wanted the competition to stay the
What
same.
that got to
So
do with
there's
being a
more
Knicks fan?
things that Jordan has done. I don't
What that
like
got to do
Jordan
with being a
because he
Knicks fan?
wasn't on my team, but I'm not going to
Yeah,
disrespect the
nothing to do
man's
with being
career.
Who
But
loves
like I said,
Jordan against the Knicks? I never heard of a Knicks fan loving Jordan.
I never said I loved him against the Knicks. I hated him. His 55 points gave me a heart attack. I almost died at age 12. I forgot how old I was. I was 13. My
I
mother
hear you,
was like, "What's
partner.
going on with you, bro?" I was like,
I hear you.
"Jordan, he got to stop this crap. This man is
Hey, so
unstoppable." But I
so let me
respect his
ask y'all a
career.
question, because we need to get on this Knicks talk, man.
Yes.
What's our key to victory game 6? That's what
I
we
got
need to be
that in the
talking
bag.
Offensive
Let me know when y'all
rebounds.
want me to go. I got that in the bag. Let me know when y'all want me to go.
about. Go ahead, since
All right, cool.
you're ready there.
Bet.
Go ahead.
All right, so based off of
Okay.
what happened last night and what we saw in Hart and Grimes doing the switching off of Butler, what we need to do is keep that momentum. But this time around, I think we should start off with Grimes just for the first 3 minutes to see how he reacts. If he gets into any kind of trouble, you see some type of issues, switch him in with Hart. Also, keep Randall down low like he was and being aggressive. Let him take the elbows to the eyes. Let him stay down there with a dog to help out Mitchell. RJ Barrett, he needs to go ahead and continue to drive, and when the double team comes, either take the layup shot to the basket or throw it off to the pass like he did with Mitchell. And then like when he missed the second time, and he did it with Hartenstein. Hartenstein's there to clean up the boards. I think that we need to start off with Grimes in the starting lineup, keep the team the way it is, and then put Hart into the rotation and then start off with our second guys. But we need RJ Barrett to be that guy to be consistent. And we also need Hart to do what Grimes did last night, but be more consistent. As well as also, what's his name? Not Grimes. I think we should try quickly. Just for at least a couple of minutes, like
He's
4 or
hurt,
5
bro.
minutes.
He's in a boot. He's
Oh,
not playing.
okay, he's in the boot. Okay, my fault. So I was just thinking about that. But for the most part, grab them rebounds, get them in the early foul trouble. Try to have at least a 15-point lead by the end of the first half because we're in Miami and they could come back at any moment. Let Jimmy Butler, like we did last night, don't contest his head fakes. Don't fall for those open shots. Let Jimmy do what he got to do, and then let him worry about passing it off. We trap his team. Let Jimmy do what he do. He's only going to score 60 at most. The team still got to come up with that other 40 for the win. Let's let
That's
Jimmy
not.
drop, but lock everybody down like we did last night, and let Brunson run downhill. That's what I gotta say.
Hey, bounce past that thing to D'Angelo while you there. Let's get some order in this thing, man, because it sounds terrible all that everybody trying to talk with each other. I ain't trying to run freely show. I just trying to put a little law and order in this thing.
I feel you, bro.
Oh, so you want me to go?
No, I was
Yeah,
done.
say a piece, man.
No, I mean, listen. All I'm concerned about, obviously, we all are, is what we do in Game 6, and if we play like we did with the urgency again, the same kind of mentality what they did last night, I think we'll be in good shape. But again, everybody sells Miami so short here. I mean, this team is a seasoned team here. They're a good team. They're well coached. There's so many factors in here, and I'm not confident that we're going to win tomorrow. But if we do, yeah, I agree with Ron. What he's saying, yeah, Game 7, I think it was well in our favor. So I mean, but we got to be realistic here. I mean, come on, don't take Miami, lightly here, and a lot of Knicks fans do. I don't care we were a 5th seed down to, and they were an 8th seed. It's 0-0 right now, and they're beating us in this series. So. Mediocre players or not, I don't care. We go to war with the tools that we have in the shed. So whatever. That's all I gotta say.
Bounce past the Wiz.
Okay, you got me? Okay. Key to victory tomorrow. Primary importance, I think, was the pace we had. Keep the pace we had. Our half-court offense is really lame and very challenging, and Spoelstra's got our number on that. So got to keep the pace going. There's 3 keys to victory. Number 2, perimeter defense. We can't leave a man open. We got to bring in Deuce if we need to give Grimes or Brunson some rest, just so we don't leave those 3-point shooters open. No matter how Miami's history is in regular 3-pointers, you don't want to have them get lucky and have a hot 3-point streak or get into rhythm tomorrow night. And third of all, ball movement, ball control, ball security. That's it. Just control that ball, secure the ball. No dumb passes, no dumb mistakes. Play within your abilities and move the ball around to the open man. Everything else will fall into place.
Go ahead. You good?
Like Wiz said, keep up the pace. Keep a bird's eye out for those open 3-point shooters. Guard the perimeter. If that means bringing in Deuce, so be it. Do it for more than 5 damn minutes, Tibbs. I know I'm beating that dead horse, but come on.
That's it. Hey, you. That's it. That's all you got.
No dumb screw ups. And if need be, grill the refs for their BS foul calls. Because let's face it, part of the reason we're losing is ref ball. I believe they're deep in the pockets of the Heat. I mean, yeah, I know the NBA is effing rigged, but come on, some of those calls in games 3 and 4 were ridiculous. Last night.
We can talk about these things, but ultimately, you got to play through it. So let's not just put all the onus on the refs. When you lose by 20 or what have you, or get down by 20, it's not all the refs. At some point, it's being outplayed or outcoached or whatever. Like it's like you can say certain things, but you can't just put everything on the refs or say
Or
that it's
missing
rigged.
open shots and missing free
Yeah,
throws.
it's
Come on,
a
that's a
lot.
ref.
If we execute correctly, the refs won't be a factor.
So
Yeah,
Dre,
with
what's
that
your keys,
19.
man? Tomorrow night, man. Knicks
My
on
final
Friday
key.
night.
My final key. Josh Hart's got to get his head on straight.
That's a good.
I can
That's
agree
a
with
good
that.
one. That's a
Again,
good one.
I'm not gonna agree with that because I'm gonna say Josh Hart can be controlled by pulling him out of the game. He is expendable to a certain extent. He's very valuable when he's
He's a
on,
role player. Like
but when he's
ultimately, he's just a role player.
I'm
exactly.
saying when he is on the court, have him get his head on straight. I mean, the reason Josh wasn't getting let this happen to himself is because of those 5 or 6 streets tips
But
starting him.
since you can easily control that by seeing him off, we pull him. Whether it's anybody except for maybe Brunson, if your game is off, you get pulled. Just like Randle got pulled in the first half yesterday. Once he came out, Obi did his thing. We got back in track. Randle came back and did enough stuff in the second half, but I don't think, and again, I don't think our role players, our bench players, we can afford one or two of them to not be on their game because we're going 6 deep anyway, and we don't need him to beat them as we did yesterday. Yesterday's game didn't depend on his execution. So I'm going to go back to, yes, really help us blow them out and win convincingly? Absolutely. But is he a factor that's going to cause us to lose the game? Only if we have a coach that leaves him in there despite his shortcomings when he's off in his game. That's what I'm saying. I can't.
I'll say this, Wiz.
What's your key, Dre? What's your key?
I'll say this, Wiz. Every game has its own story.
Yep.
So we can't. If you watch how Miami has won, they've won in 3 different ways each game. So you can't just assume that a particular player that played bad in a particular night can't be able to affect and help us win.
Yeah, so my statement was if he's off, we pull him.
Right. I feel you 100%, Wiz.
Can't depend on him helping us be the reason we lose.
I don't understand where you're going with. I was listening. I had a call. I was listening. I don't honestly, I don't get it.
Okay, the statement was that Hart has to perform well tomorrow for us to win. I'm saying no, he doesn't. If he's not performing well, we pull him, and we have other players who can determine the course of the game. So he's not a key factor in our winning. He's a key factor in helping us win, the key factor in actually making us excel. But if he's not on, yesterday's game showed that his absence.
What do you? But where I'm confused at is I understand all the preface. I understand all of that, right? What I'm concerned about is the thesis statement that you're making. I get all the supporting stuff.
No, the statement was actually kind of responding to the bench saying we need Josh to perform well.
No, I get that. What I'm asking you is, what does Josh Hart need to do for us to consider? Like, what makes well? Like, what does he have to do in order for us to say he played well? What does he have to do?
So that's a different statement.
I can answer.
No, but you said, but y'all was saying he has to play well, right? That's what was said.
No, I don't say that.
Not majority of us, no. Not majority of us,
he
no.
has to play well for us to win, and I'm saying he doesn't have to perform well for us to win. I said that's not a determination of the game's victory tomorrow. He can be a factor, but he's not a critical factor where he say he has to perform well. It's almost like saying to me, Obi has performed well. We don't need Obi to perform well tomorrow. If Obi's not performing well, he sits.
Okay, so what is well? What does Obi have to do for you to consider it well?
Okay, so let's go back to the hard things. It's Mets statement. Okay, Mets. Let Mets determine what is well, and then I will counter why I say we don't need him. Mets, go ahead and say your statement. Why do you say he has performed well for us to win? Then I will show his absence of that performance is not going to affect how we perform if the other guys step up to the game. So what is well to you, Max? And then I'll respond.
But you can't counter a why are you trying to counter a hypothetical?
I was gonna say
Right.
Hart has to play defensive minded, work on the rebounds, and try his hardest not to work so much on his offense. Also, in his play, he has to also try to draw the charging fouls when Jimmy likes to go ahead and do his head fakes and then drive to the basket to get the contact. He has to stand his feet in the place. His job tomorrow would be mostly playing defense, but trying to put up anywhere from, I'll say, 10 to 12 points and maybe like 6 or 7 rebounds.
Everybody has to perform.
Or maybe
well.
Josh Hart isn't the problem.
We lose. I'm so lost.
Okay,
I'm lost too.
If he doesn't do that, we lose. And if Josh
No, I'm not
G.I.
saying
get
that.
a
You said
chance
what
to
does Josh Hart has to
team.
contribute. That's what I'm
No.
saying, as opposed to what he did last night. I'm
And if
showing
he
you what he
doesn't do
can
that, we
contribute.
lose.
Yeah,
Y'all ain't even let
I
everybody
can
get
give you
their
more
chance,
information on how we can win, but it's not just you asked
That's
about
not
Hart.
what I'm asking you. I'm trying to figure out why
Okay.
you singling out Josh Hart in these stats. What happens if he doesn't do them? You
If
singled
he
him out.
doesn't do that, then we are okay because, like the gentleman Wiz said, we have
Why are we
another guy
talking
that can
about
come
it
up
then?
and
What's
step
the
up
way
and
of
where
the
it
day,
doesn't affect
Fuji?
us.
So, G.I., what's your key tomorrow?
Hey, hold on, Ron. Slow down. Let me finish my thing. Because I was hearing it, but what I'm saying is I think what we're doing is we're making nebulous statements. Like half are making nebulous statements, and the other half are countering with hypotheticals to a nebulous statement. Right. Well, so the thing is, first of all, the Knicks can win if Josh Hart doesn't play his best game. They did it last night.
Right, that's my statement, by the way. But
Right,
go ahead.
right. That's one thing.
Facts.
Right. That right there. I'm not making that as my declarative statement. What I'm saying is there is proof to the opposite side of that statement, and we just saw it's the most recent game that we saw this happen. So we saw this thing occur last night, and it proved that is not exactly, accurate. But of course, like what IKBM Dre said, every game it's its own story, right? Here's the other part to it. When we say well, are we talking about Josh Hart imposing physical advantages against matchups, or are we talking about Josh Hart getting away from all energy and using basketball IQ? In my mind, when Josh Hart is a bad NBA player, it's more so all energy and no basketball IQ.
That's a good point.
Good point.
And from a veteran, a guy that has been in the league as Josh Hart has been, we need Josh Hart to lean on his experiences around the league from different teams, right? And be a leader on the floor. You can't contribute. You can't be a multiplier to what the young kids are doing, right? Like you can't legit get out here and be like, whatever the young kids are doing. Now you out here doing the same thing they doing, except you are older, more experienced guy. You can't do that. You got to bring these kids together and be like, Obi, we need these rebounds. Don't go out here, don't be leaking out, right? Small things in game. You have to be smart and calculated against the Heat. You can't match, like people say, match their energy. I get matching their energy, right? What I'm saying is match their effort, but also play smart. Like match their effort, but also play your game, right? We can't be Miami Heat North and play their game. They're gonna beat us at their own game.
True.
That's why it's their game, because they are good at it. They know how to do it. So what we have to do is for the Josh Harts and for others, role players and everything like that, what we'll have to do is play a New York Knicks brand of basketball that fits our skill set, but also match not only the Heat's effort, but the effort required for you to advance in the playoffs. Playoff effort is a different animal in its own right. So you have to bring that effort to the floor. We can't just be out here running around like a chicken with a head cut. If you ever seen a chicken with his head cut off, bro, that's a lot of energy, bro. But you don't want to be that. Right? You don't want to be that because you know what a chicken with his head cut off is? D'Angelo, you know what a chicken with his head cut off is, right?
Yeah.
Dead. It's a
dead.
water fountain.
A chicken with his head cut off is lunch.
And you know what else a chicken with his head off is? Someone with no direction.
Somebody right now you see where I'm going with it, right? So what I'm saying is I hear all the back and forth, and everybody is making a solid point, but I think what we had a lack of doing for the last 25 minutes is we're not listening to what the other person is saying and allowing them to elaborate on where they're going, and then the person that's speaking is taking all this time like they on the panel by themselves. Y'all got to be more contrite in what y'all saying, man. That way people won't misconstrue y'all statements. The thing about Josh Hart is we need a veteran presence off the bench. That's a wing to play a veteran level of playoff basketball. So when he gets on the floor with these young kids in the second unit, they not out here shook of guys like Jimmy Butler. Because I think that's what happens. Jimmy Butler's bag of tricks is so deep that when it's like D'Angelo, you remember how the seniors in high school used to play tricks on the freshmen? Yeah, the bathroom is over there across that field. You better hurry up and go. You better go hurry up and go across that field to the bathroom because
I was a part of that scene. Yep.
Yes, you know what I'm saying. That's what Jimmy Butler is doing to our young guys.
Oh yeah,
I'll tell you this, Freezy. The key tomorrow night, man. To winning this game is first and foremost, we can't come out like we did in Game 5. We really survived, and just looking at that game, everybody who watched that game, they know we didn't come out the right way in Game 5. We had I think it was 10 or 17 turnovers. What was it? 10, 17 turnovers 19. In the first quarter? How much in the first quarter?
10. No, we had seven in the first quarter. 10 in the first half.
In the first quarters. Now you got those turnovers, but I'm gonna tell you something else that's key. And Mets, you went there, but I think this is what you should have said. We have to adjust to how the referee is calling the game. When you see that they're calling the game tight, you can't be up on the man because last night we got some quick whistles. And then when actually both ways, I saw some quick whistles. When you see how they're calling the game, you have to adjust. You can't sit there arguing with the ref when you see how they're calling the game. Because if you do that, Miami Heat is taking off the opposite direction, getting the easy basket. You can't be sitting there arguing.
Ron, you know, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Ron, you know that the Miami Heat have great perimeter shooters. And if we don't guard that perimeter, and we lack in that department, guarding the perimeter. On perimeter defense,
that's been a theme. That's been a theme against Miami. And another thing, we have to identify players to put a body on them when that ball come off of that rim because they're going to be second chance shots because both of these teams, truth be told, are not very good teams shooting teams. They're not. So when that ball go up, I need Mitchell Robinson to box up. I need Julius to box up. I need everybody to put their body on a man. If not, it's going to be a long night, a long kiss goodnight in the words of Biggie Smalls. You know what I mean? So it's imperative. When I look at that, we got to get better at that, man. And the thing is, too, we need to take some pressure off of Brunson. Brunson can't play no 48 minutes again. That can't happen. If Brunson plays 48 minutes, I'm pretty much guaranteeing a loss. He plays 48 minutes, we're not winning.
I agree with some of those things. Like when we mentioned Josh Hart, he needs to play with controlled aggression,
right?
Not this. I'm gonna fling my body at Heat players, and then the Heat are gonna just allow it to happen. You have to have some sort of savvy, some gumption. Like you have to be able to, like when you see these illegal screens, flop. Like if you're noticing over the course of the series, the Heat introduced like the flopping aspect of the game, which is what it is. And we're slowly from games 4 or 5 on, we've slowly been trying to exaggerate contact, trying to play their style of game. And granted, you don't want to play exactly everything like the Heat because they'll ultimately do it better than you. certain cues with how the refs are calling it, you're gonna have to play within those confines, and you're gonna have to execute.
Right.
So it's one of those things where uh, I'm not gonna lie to you. I expect Josh Hart to come back in next game and give us like 20 to 25 minutes of good ball. But ultimately, it's not going to be completely on him. I think we need contributions from everyone. And if we play Knicks basketball, I think we'll be fine. I can't put everything on the refs
Right.
because if you do, you already lost.
Right. Hey, let me say this too to Wiz. I thought you were going to a certain point, right? This is the point that I was hoping you were going to make. Right. And I understand on a panel when you got a bunch of people, everybody got stuff that they want to say. Is hard being, you know what I'm saying, being, contrite and direct without painting a picture and adding context to what you're saying. But the thing is that what Knicks fans need to take into consideration too is that Josh Hart has never played in a Tom Thibodeau offense in defense, right? We got
True.
Josh Hart. We got Josh Hart at the trade deadline. So Josh Hart is still, not only is he still learning new teammates, but he's still learning the nuances. Because no matter every offensive defensive system, every NBA team runs the same offense and the same defense. I don't care what people say, right? There are going to be aspects of what the Lakers run defensively and what the Knicks run defensively. Everybody's going to run certain aspects of a certain defense every night, right? But the thing is the nuances of those offenses and defenses that teams run is what Josh Hart has to get used to. And for the most part, Josh Hart has only been here for that, 35 games? He hadn't even been through a training camp with us. So he's still learning. This is his new team. He's still learning on the fly.
That's and his first playoffs.
Isn't this his first playoffs? That's what I was gonna say. So yeah, first playoffs as well.
Right, and yeah. So I was gonna get to that. Y'all got. I know I said be contrite, and then I got up here with a lack of contrition. What I'm saying is ultimately, you know what I'm saying, we have to allow Josh Hart to continuously get better and better and get have this organic feel with teammates, because when Josh Hart first got here, you notice it threw as soon as Josh Hart got here, it threw RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, and Quentin Grimes into a slump because they didn't know how to play with this new teammate. And now as time goes on, now you're seeing everybody else getting better and better because of them playing with their new teammate, right? So and so Josh Hart's going to make boneheaded plays. It's because he's learning that he can do this with RJ, but when he's on the floor with Grimes, he can't do those same things because RJ can't do the things that Grimes does, right? And vice versa. You can't do these things with Grimes on the floor, but RJ Barrett can do these. Like, for instance, you can't crash the boards with RJ Barrett on the floor because that leaves Jalen Brunson back in transition defense by himself. But you can crash the boards with Quentin Grimes on the floor because Grimes will get back with Jalen Brunson and in transition defense and stop the ball so you can come back, then race back down and set up your defense. All these little nuances and stuff that you know what I'm saying, we're all learning along and along. So so when they say, that's why when you say Josh Hart had to do a certain thing well, you got to understand that there's still a learning curve, right? With Josh Hart. So the more Josh Hart plays with this team, the better this team will be. We added him at the trade deadline. We didn't add him as a peripheral piece. We had added him to a key piece to the rotation. Y'all saw it because there was nights that Tom Thibodeau already played Josh Hart 40 minutes. That's all.
So I'm going to respond. I said my statement actually was Josh Hart does not have to play well. That was my statement. Matt said Josh Hart has to play well. I would say he does not have to play well. Was my argument about Josh Hart. So that's why I couldn't define what well is, because to me, if he's walking the floor and stands there in the middle of the floor, that's not playing well. Get him off the floor. So I wasn't going to find him playing well based on what Matt was saying, because Matt said Josh has to play well. I said he does not have to play well. In fact, he doesn't even show up. If he goes in the stand tomorrow and goes sits down next to Pat Riley, then he doesn't play at all. That means he's not playing well, and that's what I was arguing. He doesn't have to even come on the floor for him to win. So I was arguing the counter to Josh has to play well.
Like Wiz, and I understand that point, but it makes our margin for error that much smaller because we're going on the road. So he in theory, we can win without him, but it's going to be a hell of a lot harder to win without him.
Absolutely.
So,
there's no statement that I ever made to say we don't need Josh Hart. My statement was
100%.
He doesn't have to play well. Neither does Randle, neither does RJ. Only player I think has to play well, and that's how I'll define who on well is Brunson. Brunson has to play well for us to win. Everybody else on the team has a counter to cover for their flaws when we need it. Okay. I believe that everybody else has somebody who can step up to the plate, or somebody's plural. Like RJ doesn't play well tomorrow. I think we need two guys to step up to counter his flaws.
But okay, so that's the thing I was saying, Wiz, though, when you say well, what are you talking about? You got to have a clearer point, though. Like instead of saying well, what are we talking about? What are we talking about exactly? Like for instance, like the Mets shortstop. The Mets shortstop can play Gold Glove caliber defense and bat 220 with limited home runs. I would consider that playing well because of the Gold Glove defense part, right? But others would say, no, I need for him to bat 300 and bat third and play go. You see what I'm saying?
I understand, absolutely.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like, what does Josh Hart need to do for you to consider well? What does RJ Barrett need to do in order for you to consider it being say playing well?
Derek Jeter.
And this is dependent on your matchup, which is why it's like we talk about guys and their skill sets.
So
like this particular series might not be the best for Josh Hart. So even if Josh Hart actually plays well within his strengths, it might not matter as much as Grimes and his particular skill set.
Which again, he comes back to first saying what is well. So now Josh, because he's such a Swiss Army knife, his well is multifaceted. So for me, Josh Hart well is for him to execute, like you said, leadership-wise, controlling that emotion and not playing erratic, although keep the energy up. But Josh Hart could execute in two different ways for me to consider. Also, find ways to consider well. One is for me. I really look at him as defensive, lockdown defensive type. I would love for that. But at rebounding, especially offensive, so Josh Hart gave me 8 to 12 rebound range. Added to that, a kind of energy on defense that disrupts the other team. And I'm not saying stop like Butler and stuff, disrupts or throw some chaos into their offensive schemes. Okay. Or making them run away from that, get off the 3-point line when he gets out there to close out. And those two things alone, I could say, would be well for me, Josh Hart. But if Josh gives me 15 points and the same defensive type of scheme and energy, the rebounds could be dropped or lowered to a certain extent. Okay. So because Josh Hart is such a Swiss-Army knife, that I can name about 4 different things he could do with and combination of those 4, which makes the combination as a Freeze's mathematical mind goes with his statistics, course he took back in grad school, for his PhD. He basically go, 8 or 4 different things multiply by 2 possibilities, and 3 times 2 times 1, or is it, you know what I mean? So you can't say, oh man, how many can I give to you? It'll be too long for me to tell you all the possibilities of how many ways Josh Hart would play well. But I'm just saying, give me 2 of his skill sets that he does have at his highest point, along with that leadership of being an experienced player and the energy that causes a disruption and motivates the other players.
I'm gonna give it 2. So I'll tell you what I think Josh Hart needs to do in order for me to consider Josh Hart playing well, and then the same thing with RJ Barrett, right? So with Josh Hart, if Josh Hart gets double-digit rebounds, doesn't pass up 3-point shots and takes them. Notice I didn't say make them. Not passing up shots, right? And getting back and playing excellent transition defense. Josh Hart played well, right? RJ Barrett penetrating the Miami's defense, finishing at the rim at a reasonable RJ rate, right? I'm not talking about league average or going all Michael Jordan or Trey Murphy at the rim. If RJ can attack the rim and finish at a reasonable RJ Barrett rate, make him a threat, like make the Miami defense collapse in the paint so that we can spray out to shooters. So now that our shooters have more wide open shots, right? RJ Barrett also contributes to, when you see RJ Barrett putting stats in each column, even if he has a bad shooting night, RJ Barrett is playing well. Like if RJ Barrett is 7 for 17, right? But he has 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and a block. RJ Barrett, for the most part, is playing well, even if he doesn't shoot well. Julius Randle, in a Julius Randle playing well scenario, Julius Randle, right, not taking a ton of threes, not creating his own threes, but taking the 3-pointers that are given to him. Like when you see Randle isoing at the top of the key, looking to create a 3, nah. When Randle is knocking out those threes that he gets off catch and shoot, something in that area where he goes, say Randle goes 3 for 8 from 3 and has 13 or 14 rebounds, a block, and is confident, then Randle is playing well. Brunson playing well is we take his trash defense. We know he's a garbage defender, right? We know that, right? But if Brunson is scoring early and consistent, right, and creating shots and looks for others, then Brunson is playing well. Notice other, because what Brunson have a penchant for doing, and I started to say it fancy, like he has a penchant. No, I ain't French. He has a penchant for not appearing early, but getting warm as the game goes on, and then by the end of the game, you see he's had a good game. But if Brunson comes out of the gate, doesn't take time to heat up, is just shoots maybe 45% from the game for the game, but from the beginning of the game throughout, right? And then Brunson has about 6 or 7 assists. Brunson played well. And if you see Brunson taking a charge or two, Brunson is playing well, right? I think
or in the case for, say, someone like Mitch to play well, get as many blocks as he can,
right?
Commit to the putbacks, and importantly, hit the damn free throws.
That was another good thing last night. Mitch Robinson, the hacker Mitch, he had like half his points at the free throw line. Now, I thought that was pretty dope. I forgot to mention that, as well as the 3-pointers. Got to get pushed back late in the game.
Yeah, but we missed
Keep
a
the
ton of free
momentum,
throws.
like you said. Keep a tone.
We missed it. Before that, we were missing a ton of free throws.
Yeah. And that's another thing too, though. But it still helped. Like when Lara was, when Lara was on the court, I was like, get him out of here. He got 4 fouls. We need to get that guy out. And everybody was like, nah, keep him in with the 5th foul. No, he had 2 opportunities with a 3-point attempt to make. Had he made it, the game would have been a lot closer. So for me, get Lara out of there, get Zella out of there. Get like these, try to get Love out of there, but Love is too good at that. Like try to get 2 or 3 of their guys out of there by the first half.
Get Vincent out, get Robinson out.
Get Vincent out, get those guys out so that way, keep Vincent in actually, because Bronson, he goes ham on Vincent. He looks straight down at his feet, boop, gone. So we want Vincent in. So what we want to do is strategize and get fouls on everybody else so we get that Vincent-Bronson matchup. We do that, we're going to have another beautiful night, but we don't need Bronson and Grimes to be playing this long. We kind of got to give them a rest today, because the next game, if we pull it off.
Who going to play point guard if Brunson is out?
I know, man. I know. Like I said, okay, here we go. Better yet, I take that back. We give him a break by crashing those boards. We give him a break by making sure that we don't give him any second opportunities, and he could just do his thing. He ain't got to worry about defense. He ain't got to worry about anything. That's how we help him out and keep the pressure off. But you're right about replacing him. But that's how we can rest him up.
Actually, I'll answer that. Brunson doing 42 minutes is actually healthier for him overall. And where that 46 minutes come from? Deuce.
All right.
He's on point guard. He's defensive stopper during the time when they may start making a run. Just for those 1 or 2 minutes, just give Brunson a chance to get himself a small little breather. Is 42 minutes and 48 minutes a big difference? It may not seem like
Here's
it, but
the
I think it can be, especially
Here's my
mentally.
question. Is Tibbs going to do that? Probably not. Is Brunson going to allow that? No. And even if McBride does get on the court, what's it going to be for? Like half a minute of garbage time at worst, and only about 5 minutes at best.
All right, Freezer, go ahead. Would you play McBride for 2 minutes?
I would play McBride, but the only thing about it is you have to be. See, that's the thing, man. With rotations, bro, you can't just say take one guy out of the lineup and put another guy in. Man, you have to consider who's going to be on the floor when McBride is on the floor. You can't have a weird lineup of McBride, Grimes, Hart, Randle, and Mitch.
Right.
Because where you gonna get your offense from?
Yeah, and it's also going to mess over the team chemistry.
When you're talking about when you add that, right? So you have 4 defenders on the floor with Randle. Every time Randle misses a shot, then we're gonna be up here crying. Randle missed all these shots. You know what I'm saying? And not understanding that he was on the floor with 4 defenders, and the defense don't even respect the offensive game. So now Randle is being triple teamed, kicking out to Miles McBride for 3. You know what I'm saying? We gotta you gotta consider all of these. You have to consider all these scenarios, bro. You can't just say give him such and such minutes and all of that stuff. You have to consider, well, who's cooking, right? Who's cooking right now? So if Grimes is cooking right now, you can't take out Brunson and bring in Miles McBride. And then now the whole defense is focused on Grimes, who can't create his shot for himself. Now you done threw ice cold water on a dude that was cooking, because now instead of him being a tertiary playmaker, now he the primary focus of the defense. And now you done cooled him off and maybe ruined his confidence. So you got to understand Tibbs' dilemma. It's not like 2K where you can control the guy with the ball in his hands. Nah, you got to understand like chemistry and synergy and all. You can't put McBride and Hart on the floor at the same time. You may as well just you're not getting offense, right? But what you could do though, what you could tinker around with is Deuce McBride and Jalen Brunson on the floor at the same time, right? Where Miles McBride doesn't have any offensive focus. Right? No offensive focus. His main job is to shut down their perimeter scorers. That'll be his job. Just go with some type of situation where it's Hartenstein, Obi, McBride, and 2 other offensive players. And then that way Obi can be a situational scorer. You know what I'm saying? Like a vulture. Like he don't have to do the killing, but he gonna be out there eating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the vulture eats as much as the lion does, bro. But the lion does all the killing.
True.
You see what I'm saying?
All right. Now the thing is, I'm not trying to give Deuce time. I'm not trying to give Deuce any time. I'm trying to give Brunson the rest. So the question is, how do we get Brunson some rest?
You rest him by keeping him on the floor. Keeping him on the floor, right? But lessen his duties, right? Do that during the course of the game. So it's the like me and Dre talk about. I talk about with Dre all the time. He gets those Giannis minutes where in the box score you like, dang, Giannis played 43 minutes. Well, 20 of those minutes he didn't have to do absolutely nothing. He was just on the floor, just jogging up and down the floor. He wasn't the focal point and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like in the NFL where you see Michael Irvin played more snaps than Emmitt Smith. Well, Michael Irvin was playing receiver, bro. He was on the field when Emmitt was getting those 4 or 5 yards and all that stuff. But Michael Irvin wasn't running the football.
Sure.
Yeah, man. Free Keith, what's good, bro?
What it do, family? What's up, chat?
Oh boy, is Free Keith coming in for soft landing? You about to come in for a soft landing, bro?
Soft landing.
Yeah, you coming in mad mellow. You coming in mad mellow. Where's Free Keith at? Bro,
I'm trying to stay.
Please give Free Keith his phone back, bro.
I'm trying to stay tethered to the earth right now. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's it.
Man,
You know
can
what
you
I'm
please
saying?
give
I mean, because I sit and I think about some wild stuff. I sit and I think about some wild stuff like if I listen to others, we wasn't even supposed to be here.
Yeah. Oh boy, here we go to his own horn. I'm gonna go get a shot of yak. I'll be right back.
I was told that once we fumbled the Spider deal, our season was cooked. Like we would barely be fighting for a playing spot, maybe. This is what I was told. So I'm just trying to I'm just trying to stay tethered. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stay low to the earth because obviously I live in a fantasy land that we hear right now, and it's odd to hear the talk how different the talk is today versus what it was after the last game. Yo, like there's a lot of I'm glad the emotional dust has settled, and that we can look at the team more objectively. What y'all was saying right before about lineups and this and the other, we have a lot of depth, and I feel like although I'm watching more like Tibbs use more lineups and different adjustments than I think that I was going to give him credit for, but like he's been doing that through these playoffs. But the whole idea is about getting creative with these cats. Like it's a lot of talent on the team, and we got room for creativity. I would love to see Obi. I would love to see Obi run with Randle a little bit more. Let's go small against these guys. It was working towards the end of that game that we lost. You know, like let's get here. I wish that's the one thing I like. I love Tibbs, but the one thing I wish he had just a more creative approach to like how he sees the game progressing, or like the different things that he could do in the game with a guy. I wish he was a little bit more like that. But like, I'm gonna say, we're living to play another game. Man, I'm happy. They beat the Cavs. To me, everything else is icing.
Facts. That's what I said yesterday about our. Some people say, "Oh, you guys are getting greedy now because they." In the second, I said, "No, we adjust our expectations based on their last performance." So yes, we were except for you. Most of us said, "Okay, play in." Some say miss the playoffs. So making the 5th seed. We're very pleased. We were good with that. Some people first round, that's the first round. We're good with that great season. So we can be both. It's not mutually exclusive. We can be both pleased with where we've gotten, and still be disappointed with where we were yesterday morning.
The two things could be separated because like I feel like disappointment is feeling disappointed. Cool. Yeah, cats cashing in everybody. Oh, such and such got to get traded. We like Tibbs got to go. This, that, and the other. Like the thing that we're looking at, it's funny because we don't even objectively look at the teams that we're facing. The Heat, this Heat team that we're playing right now, they are built off of continuity and experience. Like we all as a fan base should be looking at this team as an example. Like, you know what? We got some guys that actually did more damage than we thought they would. Let's run it back. Let's keep them together. Let's see how let's see how this time and chemistry can actually help what we got going on. Dude, the Heat is running with several undrafted players. But the thing about that culture, they don't get rid of dudes easily. There's a thing about the length of time cats play together. It's a rising tide that rises all boats. Stop trying to trade everybody, move the coach, everything after every little loss. Got to have a little bit more foresight.
No, can I say something to
That
your point?
being said, Knicks and 7. Holla at me.
There we go.
How did your boy, bro?
Free key. I want to say something to your point, and this is poignant because the reason why cats feel the certain way they feel about whether winning or losing, because it goes against the certain narratives that they got driven in their mind about XY player. I don't like this one. I prefer to have this one over here. When we are no amongst any GMs amongst this fan base than Leon Rose. He's the president. Scott Perry is the GM. And they're gonna, amongst their little crew, gonna pick and choose and do what's best for the Knicks. And if you don't like it, you need to go find another team to cheer for with that player that you like.
It's interesting. It's interesting you brought that up because I think Freezy, we spoke about that. We spoke about that.
I gotta like the Pelicans.
We're in a whole different age of fandom.
Exactly.
We're in the age of back of the shirt, back of the jersey fandom.
Right.
Like I know more dudes than a little bit that like, oh, I'm a Cavs fan, I'm a Heat fan, I'm a Laker fan. Why? Because LeBron is there. Yeah, that whole like actually loyalty to an actual team, I think is dwindling.
Yeah, a lot of things in society have gotten people out of one lane and are in multiple lanes at the same time. That's just the society that we live in. I don't ever see us going back from that.
Nah, no backward steps. Nope.
Yeah.
But it's sad. It's sad though because I don't recall like cats rooting for one guy over another guy on the '90s Knicks. Like you the team won. Like Ewan did his thing. Starks did his thing. But nobody was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hope my guy dropped 40 tonight and like Randle break and this other dude break his leg. Like,
but Ricky, can you blame them though? I mean, if you look at in the '90s or before, players didn't have the mobility they have these days. So how many players have changed teams in the past year?
But they can do
it in 10 years in the '80s and '90s.
I'm gonna say that it was the other way around. I think it was the fact that we like cats went to like individual fandom that allowed the players now to be cool enough to be able to request trades and switch teams because they know it ain't no for real fan loyalty.
Right.
And LeBron leaving his team, he know his fans leaving with him. You know that.
Just real quick, Paris Ducker, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Ducker says, run it back, got valuable experience, got assets. Yeah.
Yo, yes.
And fans nowadays are, and people in general are more anti-establishment. It's not just the NBA. You see it in fraternities. You see it in church. You see it in Rotary clubs. You see it in business. You see, like for instance, back in the day, to be an actor, you had to kind of be discovered. Now people are getting the same notoriety through social media. They're more famous than actors. Like there are some people you legit don't know what they do except that they're famous on social media. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just
100.
Yeah, that's the society. That's the society we live in now. So knowing that is the status quo, so to speak, instead of bucking the status quo and not understanding how the status quo operates, I think we should probably embrace how the status quo operates, even if you don't rock with the status quo. At least understand it. It's like how we relate to our grandbabies. Like our grandbabies don't play outside like we used to play. They got these gadgets now, bro. They will sit on your couch and play with a gadget all day. Going outside, they like go outside. Go outside for what?
That's the punishment. Like go outside is now the punishment.
Right. When back in the day, the punishment was stay indoors.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So understanding that Free Keith, I understand what you're going for. That's an excellent point. That's why I like, for instance, y'all don't know how it is, but I like having Free Keith around because he speaks these esoteric points that are so touchable. They esoteric. It's like listening. Free Keith is like listening to a Tribe Called Quest albums.
Can you stop it?
Right? No.
Why would you even bring up Tribal Quest when half the time we even know who Tribal Quest is?
I'm saying in a sense that's my experience. Like I ain't giving him no credit for nothing. I'll never give Free Keith credit for Nathan. I always be like giving him the backhanded credit if I'm forced to. But what I'm saying is like when he say these points about where we are in society and how we root for our team and all that stuff, we can point. Free Keith got a point. It all started with Michael Jordan. As soon as Michael Jordan brought out the Air Jordan shoe, the way people were fans of teams changed because you have people in New York City that are Bulls fans, right? Because of Michael Jordan and his shoes, and because he won championships. And they from Brooklyn, they from places like Crown Heights. You like, how you from Crown Heights and you a Bulls fan? That's crazy.
My best friend was a Bulls fan. And, like we 14 years old beefing.
Right. Like we legit, you got cats in Harlem, USA, bro. Harlem, and for people that don't know, Harlem is a very small but very famous community between Manhattan and the Bronx, New York, right? You know what I'm saying? Very small, too small to be as popular as it is, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like how?
No, that's because the league is individualized players and allow them to be individualized to market them.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And right, and then plus the commercial appeal of guys, right? You can see a 15-second snippet of this player's best plays from the last month or so, and it makes you think that person can walk on water. And now you're fascinated with the name on the back of the jersey as opposed to the name on the front of the jersey,
which is the team name.
Yep.
The name you're supposed to be focused on, not the player.
Right.
I mean, MJ the game in that regard for better or worse. Would anyone agree with that?
They don't have to. That's it. That's your point, bro. We rocking with we confident that you're gonna say something. You know what I'm saying? We'll have they don't have to. Just say your thing, bro. We got you. We ain't gonna throw you away.
Going into this next game on Friday, we gotta keep this do or die mentality intact. We gotta keep it pushing and use that as the drive. We let our foot off the throat for 1 minute, we're dead.
Right.
I mean,
technically it is do or die. So yeah, they should be meeting the moment.
So Free Keith, you want this team again next year, or what change would you make?
Unless we could shake loose somebody unless somebody like a Jaylen Brown or like I don't even really know too many others, but like unless there's a huge opportunity that makes itself available, I'd say run it back. This full team, and I say the full team because, like, to me, Josh, like the team kind of changed when Josh Hart joined. So, like, I'd like to see this team at least for a full season.
Right. Based on the fact that we only had Josh Hart for about 35, 40 games.
Yeah.
No training camp, none of that. We don't know what he can be with us.
Statistically, by the wins we had after he joined, if he was here from the beginning of the season, we would have been a 55-win team.
Yeah.
At least.
Thank you. I like the Hart support.
rebuttal to that from Keith. If there was one thing I could change, I'd
Yo-
say get rid of Rose and or Fournier.
That's a given.
That's a given. Those are moves. Like I'm talking about the 9-man, 10-man roster we running with right now. But yeah, anybody outside of that is food.
But y'all gotta hear him out because what it is he wasn't throwing a layup. You got to hear him out because he said get rid of Fournier and them. Y'all didn't even hear his replacement theory. So Mets, what's your replacement theory if you get rid of Fournier?
I said Fournier or Rose or both.
Or Rose or both. Yeah, but what's your replacement theory?
Well, if we were to find a replacement, it would happen. I mean, we could try to finagle something with Brooklyn and poach Seth Curry off them. I'm not sure how good of a sniper he is.
It wouldn't be someone that makes a lot of money because you got to remember RJ's cap number jumps from like 8 to like 25 or 27.
And we're gonna have to, and we're already gonna have to move money to re-sign Hart.
Right.
So
what do you? So Wiz, what are you offering Josh Hart? Are you offering him? What are you offering Josh Hart?
Oh no, Josh is getting an extension on what he's currently making. He has 1 year left. I'm giving him 4 or 5 years. I'm not going to try to go too high up. Max 17. I'm giving him 4 years contract basically.
You giving him 4-year contract, 18, 4 years, 72?
Max. I'm gonna start off. He's currently what 15.
You starting off at the highest and coming down?
No. I'm starting off at 15. Where he's currently at right now, with an extension of 3 more years, with a team option in the 4th year. However, if he negotiates,
he was at 13. He was around 13 million.
Did I just get lost? Okay.
Yeah.
Hart was at
his current contract with 3 more years, team option in the 4th year. And dropped again, right? Am I getting dropped?
Yeah,
okay, so I see 15 mil in the chat. I see 18 mil in the chat.
He's going to get offers.
Is 12.8?
Yeah, well,
he's going to get
offers.
He's going to get offers. He's going to get offers from teams, bro.
But he does say he want to be here. So,
but
I'm sorry. I don't think that Leon, outside of like maybe Fournier, I don't think Leon really has signed an unreasonable deal though. I think like these guys, he's gotten guys to accept pretty reasonable deals.
Yeah.
If we're talking about
the core
RJ
pieces, right? You talking about core pieces accepting reasonable deals?
Yeah, core pieces, but even still, like the core pieces. Randle commit. Yo, Jalen Brunson. I mean, not Jalen. What's his name in Jalen Brown is about to be up to make $295 million an extension. If he's given the max, dude, like we got these guys, Randle and Brunson for chump change.
Randle and Brunson together won't make what Jalen Brown makes.
Exactly, like that's crazy.
Besides, eventually that contract with Jalen Brown's, it's going to be an albatross. It's borderline unmovable.
Not if he performs. If he performs, then it's worth the money.
So you're gonna get rid of 2 players for 1?
He ain't no old man.
So Dre, are you okay with giving Josh between 15 and 18 mil?
If he like, bro, my offer is 60 million 4 years. That's it. I ain't budging off that. And he said he wants to be here too.
What kind of that's not even a cost of living raise, bro.
Which
I'll take because he make 12.8 right now, and you offering him 15 as a free agent.
But he already like, hey, look, Freezy, when he got NY put in his braids, that price went down. That price went down.
It went down? Nah, I don't think so, buddy.
You're gonna pay a market
No.
value.
Not because of his play. He already tipped his hand that he want to be here. So
yeah.
So like
but his agents want to get paid too, and they want the highest buck.
Yeah, you gotta remember. But you gotta remember. You gotta remember the connections. He's CAA, and y'all know who Leon Rose is.
But here's the thing. Too.
I'm prepared for him to be paid between like 17 and 20.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like 18.5, no more than that.
Yeah, he gonna get 20 on the open market, bro.
Yeah, definitely. He will get. Yo, he'll get 3 years. He'll get 3 years for 60 right now. Right now.
I say 18.5 a year, 3-year option,
No.
guaranteed,
I'm saying on the
multi-year
market.
extension.
On the market, he can get 3 for 60 right now.
Hey, hold on. Let me BT. So what dollar amount you were saying?
I said right now for the first 3 years guaranteed, I'd give him 18.5 for the first 3 years on a 4-year contract. But the last year he could get an extension of the year, which we could play him for that year, and we could still sign and trade him like that, and then we could use him that way, see what he's like. But at least he'll get 18.5 guaranteed, and he's here with us, and he already knows the system. He'll get a full team, and like man said, he wants to be here. I'm not lowballing him. I'm guaranteeing him 18.5 for 3 years. Fourth option.
Okay, we got that part. Hey, so we got so Adam, what are you paying? What are you paying Josh Hart? Are you going to try to lowball him and maybe lose him in free agency?
No, I would try to re-sign him.
Like, how much are you willing to pay him? Like compared to other players around the league, if you had to match a contract, like would you pay him? Are you going to try to pay him RJ Barrett's money? Like right now, you're going to try to pay him $8 million. Right? I don't know if you can keep him at that dollar because he already makes 12.8. So what would you offer him?
I don't know, 2 years, 19 mil.
Per season or altogether? Just to be clear.
I would say for next 2 seasons.
Yeah, per season.
So you saying 19 mil a year for the next 2 seasons? So 2 years, 38 mil.
Yeah.
Okay. Dre. Oh, go ahead, Mitch.
In my case, Josh gets no more than a 4-year, $64 million contract.
So about 16 mil a year.
Yeah. With like a $2 to $3 million extension option if he wants it.
I think Dre and everybody else will agree that you know what I'm saying, we're talking about 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 mil. Is that what you're saying, Dre, or are you on a different path?
I'm more like what Matt said. I'd live with 16, maybe 16 and a half a year. But it's we could talk about open market and all these things. Yeah. On the open market,
bro,
Julius
the
Randle
man is making 13. Yeah,
Julius Randle could have got way more, and he decided to not take it.
I feel you.
If we look at these contracts,
we're talking about deciding, right? The man is making 13 mil right now.
But you know, he already said he wants to come back.
All right, but that don't pay the bills. I dig you. That's the fluffy talk. I never trust that talk. No, you talking about millions of dollars, gangster? Millions.
And then plus Randle.
Millions of dollars, bro.
And plus Randle, when he took that hometown discount, he was coming off a contract in which he made decent money. Is that okay? So what I'm getting at is when Randle took the hometown discount, he was coming off a great contract already, so he could take the hometown discount because he kind of banked up a little bit, right? And then plus 2, when you're talking about guys hitting free agency for the first time, and I think Josh Hart didn't be hitting free agency for the second time, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Right, but when you're talking about Josh Hart taking a discount the first time he did it, I don't know if he's gonna be willing to take another discount the second time.
I don't know if it was a discount.
That man ain't a spring chicken. Like he ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like I think he's gonna stay. I think he's gonna take a reasonable contract, but you got to maybe change your mind in terms of what a reasonable contract is.
I'll tell you what, if we make the Eastern Conference Finals, Josh Hart is accepting nothing less than 20.
Nothing less, and I wouldn't expect him to.
Uncle, that's why I said 18.5 with incentives. Like if he makes all defensive teams and stuff like that, it could bump him up to total of like let's say an extra 7 mil. You see what I'm saying? So you're right.
I understand what you're saying, but Josh Hart will say, okay, if you don't value what I bring to your team, and when I get here, you made the second round and possibly the Eastern Conference Finals, Tell you what, good luck signing Dylan Brooks.
Nah, then you know what I'll do. If we went, look, real talk. If we went based off of right now, that's what I'd pay him. But if we go to the Eastern Conference or win another
Lee.
wait,
Who's that? That's not Lee. That's
Why you always
finals,
blame me, man?
then yeah,
my fault,
I'd
Lee.
give him
My fault,
22
Lee. My fault, Lee.
I think
My
it's
fault,
Free
Lee.
Keith.
Yeah, it's Free Keith.
You hear what I said?
No, it's not. I'm Mike. I'm on mute.
I would give him.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said I'll give him 22 mil if we get to the Eastern Conference. That's what I'd give him. And then if we get, I'm saying if he gets us there, 22 mil. Like 22 mil, 3 years, and in the 4th year we could talk about business and see what we could do. But 3 years guaranteed the way he gets that money. 22 max. That's it.
I wouldn't even be mad at that.
Each year. If we get to the Eastern Conference Finals, y'all wouldn't pay him that. If he's on for 20, you wouldn't give him an extra 2 mil. Like, thanks for bringing it there.
In a heartbeat.
Okay, so 1 second. Is it he get us to the playoffs? He did. Give him that credit.
Yes.
But right now, the way he's performing in the playoffs, that's not 22 mil performance.
No, you're right.
20 plus mil players.
But that's why I said 18-5 right now.
But you're not gonna judge it from one. You're not gonna judge that from one series performance. Like look what he did with the Cavs.
Okay. I'm telling you that 22 mil right now for the 6 or 7 man off the bench. I'm talking about the 6 7 player.
I said if he brings us to the Eastern Conference Final, I'll pay him.
Well, not he. He's not bringing us. If we make it there.
If you look at our team's makeup,
how much better did Josh Hart make us though? How much better did Josh Hart make us?
Great question.
To me, honestly, I think. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I like Josh Hart, and I think that he committed a different style and a different way of looking. Like I said, I see him talking to the players and running through plays, making sure everybody's comfortable while Brunson has his head down doing his thing and Randle's okay. I like that because he came in doing that. Everyone says quickly, but I like the way he does it because whether he fails or succeeds, we still get good production in his fails. Look at last night. He only played 9 minutes, and he still managed to be that guy to get the negative and then come out the next game to be a positive. It's not just about his gameplay, it's what he brings to the table. Like, most people don't pay respect to certain players because, like, for example, like Trevor Ariza, nobody really puts name on him, but he was the guy that did key steals for the Lakers when they won their championship at the end of games. You see, Robert Horry, everyone disrespects him, how he was, but that's what I'm saying. We need a guy like that. This is the Knicks. We always had a guy who was our bulldog, our guard dog, and then our quick dog. We always had those 3 types of dogs: Starks, Ewing. Like, come on, got Allen Houston. We always had those type of dogs. So let's stick
No one's
to
denying that, though.
Prove it up.
We're saying, are you going to pay him almost the same as you pay Brunson and Randle?
You pay. No, he's not. He doesn't have the same. He doesn't have the same length of contract. He doesn't have the same length of guarantee.
That's 1 year extra. 1 year extra.
No. Listen. Brunson.
1 year extra guarantee.
Brunson is at 106 mil, and I think Randle's at 105 mil.
But yeah, but what's it per year?
But listen, for 3 years, I said 22 million. For 3 years, that's 22 million. That's 66 mil.
You can't judge a man because other people are underpaid.
That's 66 mil. They're both underpaid, yes, but you're going to be paying them on the same. The per year salary for Brunson and Randle is what? 24?
Wait. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that, sir.
Per year for Brunson and Randle each. What's the number?
Brunson, no, they'll get their normal payouts, but he'll get either 18 or 22. Like I said, if you get
but I'm just saying per year. Let's look at per year.
Yeah, per year. Yeah.
Per year, they're making what? 24? 25?
I'm not. I think it's 30. I think it's like 30.
No. It's not as high as 30. I think Randle's at 24, and Brunson's at 24, 23. I think.
And you want to make Josh a year $1 million less per year than those 2 guys, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
But you're looking at per. We got to look at our team a little bit differently. We're not built around a superstar.
That's
like our roster is literally from man 1 to man 9, literally a roster of starters. every one of our playing roster can start. Like, so we gotta you gotta look at value differently in that type of scenario. Like, his value to the team is worth that.
So an all-star, two-time all-star, two-time all-NBA is worth $2 million more a year than him.
No, they're worth way more. They took less.
Yeah,
You can't blame him because they took less.
I'm not blaming him. I'm just asking that question. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just asking a question. This is just neutral. Borderline potential superstar. I mean, he's a star, going to be an all-star. Should have been an all-star this year.
And RJ gonna be making his money next year too.
I know.
He can make like Derek White money. He can make Derek White money. If you know what Derek White makes.
What, 17 million a year?
Yeah, Derek White's around 16, 17.
I'm saying not 22. I couldn't go 22. Sorry.
And Derek White is better than Josh Hart. Let's
22 will be the very top end. Will be the very top end.
22 is that is premium role player money.
That's why I said at max anywhere from 18.5 to 22. But here's the thing: he's already making.
He's an elite
You're only
role
going to give
player.
him an extra mil or two.
Malcolm
That's
Brogdon
not a
makes
good enough
22.
incentive. It's New York.
So Josh Hart is not as good as Malcolm Brogdon?
No,
he's an elite role player. He's not. Y'all just look at counting stats. Look at how that man plays and changes the team.
I'm not discounting that. He's a very, very good role player. He's not better than Malcolm Brogdon. Come on, stop it, Keith. Stop it.
For what we have, I definitely think that I like him better than Brogdon.
Okay.
For our setup.
I wouldn't feel comfortable.
And that's not saying taking anything away from Brogdon. I like Brogdon. I think that he'd fit on the team too.
He's also been more established and been a part of winning teams. This is Josh Hart's first time on a winning team.
This is what
experience would be Brogdon's plus over Josh.
But to circle back to what Mets are saying that we need Josh to perform well for us to win. If that's the case, then 22 I'm going to to him. If we can win without him performing well, then I'm saying I can't go 22. I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's fair. That's fair.
But also, like what Freaky was saying, like I agree with him with that because the whole thing is with Hart, he wants to be here. So you just giving him an extra $3 million, like I said, 18.5 is a good thing because it's like, he wants to be here. He wants to see the team good. We don't know how Brogdon might come in and actually be, or Charles or any other player come in and might not like the system or might not like New York. Hart wants to be here, just like how Bronson wants to be here. Same thing with Randle. Let's keep it together. Why would you get rid of someone that wants to come out here? Let's say we do.
Here's what you do with a guy who wants to be here. Give him a longer-term contract. Don't give him more money. He wants to be here. Pay him a nice salary. Make it longer. So let's go 3 guaranteed, 4 team play option, 5 team options. Some kind of way, but giving him 22 mil to equal our starters, our borderline superstar, Brunson, our all-star, 2-time all-star, all-NBA, in some cases a star, probably top 20 player in the league right now, 24. It's tough for me to go to somebody and go,
all right.
Yeah, no, you negotiated last year and you guys went on there. That's what you should be paid. But now we this guy's almost your equivalent in salary. Sorry.
Mr. Wiz, he's only played like 30 games with us. If we pay him that money, plus he wants to stay here, we get more of a dog that we probably didn't even know. And what happens if he becomes the 6th man of the year? What happens if he actually supersedes everything? That's why I
even
said
better.
Just like wait, hold on, Mr. Wiz. Hold on, Mr. Wiz. Just like Brunson.
Mr. Wiz, let him finish.
Like Brunson did good in Dallas and he came here because, like I've been saying, we went to the playoffs with Randle. Now we got Brunson and we're in the semifinals. We underpaid Randle and we also underpaid Brunson. So next time around, we might not have that. So right now in this 2-3 year window, I'll pay him that money, an extra $3 million. Plus, if he's a dog like I think he is, where he can be the 6th man of the year, we underpaid him too. But we got 3 guys that are talented. They're not 3 bigs or anything like that. They're just 3 talented guys that work together. Because when Bronson and Hart are on the court, it's unique. Plus, the way he is and wants to be here and develop, he wants to help. Trust me. Allen Houston style type, but this time without the arrogance. He actually talks to his team. Like that's what I feel.
Okay, so let's go
All
back
I
to
know
my.
is my bad ways, but all I know
No, go
is
ahead. Go ahead.
if we were to make it past this round, teams are just gonna guard Hart the same way that the Heat did. Just letting I'm just putting that out there. Like in the regular season, you might be able to get away with it in terms of capitalizing. But
That's
when
no one
teams
really had.
hone in and when teams hone in and try to eliminate strengths of Brunson, there's a reason why Grimes played 48 minutes last night because they couldn't help off the strong side. They couldn't clutter up the paint. They couldn't jam up the paint. And when they have Hart playing with Brunson, it's a little bit harder.
Hart had 4 fouls in 5 minutes, so it wasn't just anything else really but that really got him off the court quickly. And then the second he came back on within the first 45
Hey, look,
seconds
man.
or 47 seconds, he got his 5th foul.
Hey,
So
look,
I
man. We
know
scored
of Josh
98
Hart's
points
game.
in 3 quarters against a very good defense.
But this is what I'm saying. It's his first playoff appearance. He wants to be with a team where he just joined and is anxious to be here. You don't know what kind of dog or potential that's going to come out of there. You let him go now and go somewhere else, and he's
I
a
mean,
beast.
What
No,
do
but
you
I
mean
mean,
dog or potential? He's 28 years old. We know who he
Yeah,
is.
no, this is just where he fits. Like this is where he fits,
And he's
and that
clearly rattled right now. He's clearly
and
rattled.
yeah, like the refs this series haven't really like he's been beefing with the refs this series, but like he
He's
was he was
clearly rattled. He's
he
clearly
was
rattled.
anxious.
Anybody's going to the ref asking for excuses, they're rattled. They're rattled.
Well, he's getting texts, all kind of stuff. What do you mean? Like it's
He's turning
Hey,
down open shots. Like, come on.
hey, since last night, ever since Josh Hart picked up that flagrant foul, you haven't seen him on the court since.
yeah, because Tibbs is not. Yeah, Tibbs not
That's
messing
Tibbs.
with that.
That's Tibbs thing.
That's
I'm
Tibbs.
saying this.
I would meet him halfway. I would give him a descending contract. We start out at 20 million, and then he
Nah,
just
it look.
descends.
Maybe that's a nice compromise.
Yeah, Brian.
Because what you call it,
Can I have you be my boss and I can come to you for a raise?
Wait, what happened? I didn't hear what y'all said. I'm sorry. Say
Can
that
I
again.
have you be my boss and I come to you for a raise when I need a raise?
Nah,
You
what
gotta be
was the
paid
compromise?
me.
What did you say was a compromise? I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
have a descending, the front-loaded contract,
You front load
like Brunson,
exactly.
like Brunson and RJ's.
Yeah, and I front loaded so at the end of the 3 years, anything goes wrong, Randle gets off the book, Brunson gets off the book. We got a lot of guys off the books. Like I could start trading and then start over and have those values still in my hand. That's why I said you get them at 18, everyone's pushing for him for 20. You still got him for a trading card later. Because if we work with him for a year and it doesn't work out, someone could have Josh Hart for 2 years with that price, would give up draft picks.
I would start him at 20. Like basically how we front loaded Mitchell's do. Like Mitchell Robinson's getting 17 this year. Next year he's getting 15. The year after that, 14.
Mitch is severely underpaid.
I mean, he was underpaid from jump. Like his first contract was nothing.
Yeah.
4 years. He was getting like $1 million a year for 4 years.
That's a terrible and plus that 2+1+1 deal Mitch had, bro. That was like an indentured service contract, bro. There was no option for Mitch to get a raise in that contract. That's the reason why he fired all those agents. We forget about that.
They told him that they told him because they're the ones who advised him not to take any not to meet with any teams, do any workouts with any teams.
Right. Yeah, man. So. Man, fellas, I gotta get out of here, man. I gotta wrap up, do some stuff, man. And plus, the Queen and I are gonna do a little bit later today. Probably
Good luck with that,
3:30 and 4. Thank you, man. So we're gonna do that probably about 3:30, 4 o'clock, something like that. So
I know your Devils are gonna need it tonight.
Yeah, man.
Wait, who do you like, Patrick Waugh or dang, what's that dude on the
Martin Brodeur?
Yeah, Brodeur or Patrick Waugh. There you go.
Yeah, it's easy, man. I like Patrick Waugh's. I like Patrick Waugh's swag, bro. Don't nobody talk trash like Patrick Waugh, bro.
Yeah, me too. But
Patrick
everybody
Waugh
like Brodeur because of the whole butterfly effect.
Yeah, he told Brett Hull that he couldn't hear his trash talk because he had championship rings in his ears.
Yeah,
like rubbing
I
it
used
in
to love him.
that dude's face that he didn't have. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Y'all, thank y'all for rocking, man. Y'all stay tuned for the Queen's Court coming
Have a
your
good
way
day,
pretty
guys.
soon, man. We'll see y'all later. Peace, y'all.
Go New York, go New York, go.